The weather may be cold outside, but it is heating up here at Low Ink in February at IPL. I am Soab Dan. I'm here with the incredible Jake Groot. He is in fact Groot, so we've got the Groot himself with us, but we've got kicking off the first of Swiss rounds for an incredible Low Ink, looking for that next team to get unceremoniously booted from this tournament.
Yeah, a couple of known players here. You've got on the side of Event Horizon, so a couple of members of, if people know the team Shark Bites, Luna and Pyronite are both formerly on that team. I mean, overall, both teams are pretty solid here going into this first round. I'm more looking at the first map, Splat Zones Umami. This is an interesting map choice. You know, you have the two zones, but you also have that top mid. It's always important to get that top mid spot in those first team fights to be able to push up and start that lockout position. That's where you would usually place your crabs on offense, and you would, if you're playing crab, or you place coolers right by that area in the team fights. It's a very important spot that I don't think it's talked about as much as it should.
I 100% agree with you. Like, the positioning and the controlling all that really is going to be so important, especially for a team like the RIT Black Seadragons, who really, like you said, kind of have to you're kind of playing from behind. There's a good talent on this Event Horizon squad. So really going to be interesting to see. I think the first control is going to dictate a lot of this.
Yeah, 100%. It'll be interesting to see like what comps come out, because some teams like to play different comps for different maps specifically. Some teams play, the same thing over and over again. It'll be interesting to see here. We should be getting into this match right about now, so we'll see exactly what comps are being played.
Yeah, it'll be nice to get a look at, see what's changed amongst the meta, but I'm sure we'll see a couple things. There's a Decapitator, and I did see a Splatling in the background, so a little bit of variance between the two of those. What do you make of it?
Yeah, I like the I really like the Event Horizons comp. I like the poking abilities that you have with those Welchers here. See one going down on the side of Event Horizons is the 52 gal, but overall these comps are like pretty even. It's a lot of, I'm assuming, what they play usually. You have a brush player here, able to get one, able to play in that top mid like we were talking about. RT is able to get that zone first here, and they got the ballpoint as well, an older meta weapon, but able to still have a lot of value. They're taking down that cooler from the side of Event Horizon.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty big, especially getting traded out, and the whale coming in from the opposite side now for Event Horizon. In addition to the chumps, just really trying to demand a little bit more space out of its set, going in a little bit deeper, trying to find someone with that brush. Finally finds one, but manages to get out with their life, but pretty stacked deep here. Ballpoint does have Jet up, so they are maintaining this control. It does lose at 42, but it's still climbing down with 4 minutes to spare.
Yeah, and I like what they did there by kind of pushing everyone into one spot here, and letting the ballpoint just kind of shoot at them from afar. We see here that Decav Waffle able to cap the zone. Event Horizon,
what a shot!
First, able to get that pick off. 2 down on the side of RIT Black Seadragons. They should be able to at least neutralize here, but overall, Event Horizons have a good position here. They're getting picks. They're staggering Black Seadragons here, so it'll be interesting to see how they take this lockout opportunity.
They're looking for it, and they committed the cooler in a little bit early, but they really don't have much control. Whale comes in as well. Push back a couple of the players. Sec has a whale of their own ready. Does manage to get Galaxy with the sub. Incredible read on that. So now pressing in aggressively, looking for more, and they'll get the space back here. They need to get the other zone if they're going to complete it. Looking for the important control of this midsection. Has to burn through the bubble, and the dome is going to be a deterrent for now. So again, a great push, an invested push. Didn't really come out on top for RIT there.
Yeah, and we see here one coming from behind. That should be the 52. Or that's the Squelchers. They were able to shark behind there, and they were able to get that jump shot that should be a cap here from the side of Event Horizons. We see here, this is what I really like about this comp, is that they're able to just push up and take fights, like take these one-on-one fights. If they get punished, they can just back up, and their cooler and Squelcher players kind of really just play mid and backline here. We see Velvet able to pop those whales, get pressure, showing the downside of that brush. Splashdown coming out, trying to get anything, get space mostly, get a trade out. That's a trade that helps the side of Event Horizons, but when going down from that Inkjet, they're able to neutralize it, but will they be able to hold? No, they won't. Event Horizons able to take that lead.
Oh, they do get the lead, but it's still pretty back and forth. There's no penalty yet on the side of Event Horizon. There's the wipeout. It's very late, so they're going to be able to burn this through. Event Horizon really just taking it to them. It seemed like they got a little bit off the struggle here. Clack is going to get immediately pushed back out, and that is going to be all she wrote. So Event Horizon really coming in hard, and after a well-fought match one.
Yeah, I really liked what they did sort of on the retake. They used their specials in a coordinated manner to be able to cap their zone, and then they tried to, instead of trying and specifically focusing on that enemy side zone, they went for picks more than that. And this comp is really good at poking, getting pressure and getting people low for that decav and that 52 to really push in and take those fights advantage in an advantage state. Plus the chumps are able to create a lot of space in situations like that. So they were able to just kind of combo off those specials and get the zone. And then at that point, it was kind of just that RIT Black Seadragons was kind of just... It felt like they were sort of running in and dying, but they were also staying alive enough to use their specials, and they weren't really getting values out of those specials, besides that Inkjet in that one push, them trying to save that lead there.
Yeah, no, I think you're like onto something, because this kind of a pokey comp that you're talking about from Event Horizon, I don't know if we see a lot of that, and especially now going to a place like Humpback Pump Track for Rainmaker, this is a big map. Like, you can really kind of take your time and poke, considering the Rainmaker only does have to make progress every so often. So if I'm Event Horizon, I'm really feeling good about this next map, I think.
Yeah, 100%. If I'm Event Horizons, I'd be sticking with this comp. I mean, it's such a versatile comp that you're able to use on both offense and defense. And I think a lot of people don't understand how good Squelchers is in a chip comp like this. You have the Edit who can hit from afar. You have the Squelchers that has a good amount of range. You can play that as like a midliner. And its fall off, it doesn't do much. But you combo that with a Slayer like 52 or like Decav that can one-shot, two-shot, and suddenly you have an easy way to get those. You have an easy way to get those picks, and then once you get those 2 picks, you're able to push up, and you continue doing the same thing. And those weapons in the back can take spots that are in very advantageable just to chip and not get kills, but they really just are able to do a lot of damage, which allows for the rest of the team to cave in on the enemies.
Well, I think they mostly agree with you. We did see a blaster appear on the other side for Event Horizon, but it looks like RIT is going to take a whole different angle on this, including the end zap and I believe that's a well stringer too.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm assuming this is just kind of like a comp of, hey, they play that. It's not like they have a little bit of coordination. Yeah, it's a comfort pick. It's a weird look, but I can understand kind of what they're going for. Maybe the Wellstring's able to chip a lot. They're kind of going for maybe another chip comp as well. Wellstring chips, and then the dualies are able to push in. But having the dualies and the brush is an interesting pick. It'll be interesting to see how they play with that. We see Waffle getting 1, but that's 2 down on the side of Event Horizon.
I mean, Rainmaker is still sitting in center. It has been popped, but no movement for the start. Sek trying to find an angle. Meets the opposing Slayer in the front lines there. Has to try to trade out. Sek pushing in. Can't quite get out. It's going to be Waffle jumping out, just saying, no, I'm not taking that fight right now. But meanwhile, the rest of it was moved. The Rainmaker got some distance out of it, and the rest of the team is there to succeed that up. So a great bit of space clearing from them. They will get this first slam down, and that was pretty clean.
Yeah, I mean, they did that. They took that team fight and pretty much won it out. 3 down again here on the side of RIT Seadragons. With the Reef Slider able to save that pretty much. Waffle, the only one alive now, doing a good job of striking here. If they could get one, that'll be big. They are able to get one. They're able to stay alive as well. Are they going to try and grab the Rainmaker? Yes, they get one extra point, which, you know, might not seem like much, but could, in the grand scheme of things, be the deciding factor.
Maybe a little too early on that, but we'll find out in the long run, because like you said, 13 is a pretty good number. Now Velvet, the one hiding in the flanks, waiting for the team to get set up and ready to punish, finds one, and that's enough. There's an enemy in the back line, gets a second, looking for more. Third, the Dualies step up to challenge, but is Velvet going to be able to break? There's a 3 for the wipeout, and this could be it right here. They could just slam this down as long as the path is clear. The respawns are coming back in. Waffle has to try to send a shot. That was one of the bombs go out, try to get clear the path there, but Waffle can't quite get through. No picks coming through. That's 2 down. And Waffle finally in the last second goes down. That's a delayed wipeout. So for now, the side of the Seadragons are still alive.
Yeah, I love the discipline from Velvet there with the 52, waiting until everyone had respawned, so they didn't get flanked trying to push up from behind, and then having the sense to just try and reset that aim, that RNG aim every so often by even tapping the Squid form button there just to get that good aim and get those picks, and having the ability to just get those picks. That was a really good play here. We see the Whales coming out 2 down on the side of our Seadragons. The range showing its strength here. It's long range, kind of doing what the Squelchers were doing last game, but with a lot more ability and a lot more damage off those chips, able to combo better with those frontline weapons.
The Omen's down, and they'll throw it in. We'll throw in a couple other specials to go. That's 3 down. And Galaxy with that, we're just keeping one way. There's no one in the way. That is going to be a slam from Luna to close this out. It looks like Event Horizon will take this set. There's still one more to be played because we're in Swiss, and you know it's play all 3. We got to get all those exact numbers in. So Event Horizon taking the set, but want to close it out and looking to close it out in a perfect 3-0 fashion.
Yeah, and that was just an overall strong performance from the side of Event Horizons. They really did an overall, it didn't feel like there was anybody lacking behind that, and I think it's just part of it is they've played together for so often, but the other part is this comp is sneakily strong, I would say. It's got a lot of weapons that you would see more in the meta with that decav, with that edit, but then you see other weapons like those Squelchers, and they're getting enough value off of those Squelchers that it seems like it could be a top pick.
Yeah, they really are making a case for it, especially given how pretty dominant they've looked on this. Last one for the SwissCon run will be Inkblot Art Academy for Tower Control. And again, I feel like this is just a perfect set 1 for them. I feel like all of these maps and modes, this is another wide open map where high ground matters. I feel like this is just a perfect set for their comp right here. I think they've really cracked it for this the Swiss round 1.
Yeah, 100%, and it'll be interesting to see what they can do in the later rounds with if they play this comp still, or if they choose to switch off in maps that don't favor it. But going back to Inkblot here, realistically, the goal for Event Horizons here is to get that first push, because if you get that first push with this comp, you're able to steamroll it past at least that second check. You would probably need either the 52 or the DGAP to play up on bats, but you have that edit playing from behind. I would say the range is probably good here. You have that range poking from under bats, and suddenly it's looking like nobody can play there, and you're getting that checkpoint for free.
What do you make of RIT, though? Because they've been really struggling. It seems like they're trying to find their answers. We've seen a pretty meta comp followed by something that looked a little bit more, trying to match what was put in front of them. And it feels like maybe they're just trying to find the answer. So what do you make for them? How do they turn this around in Steel 1 here?
I mean, realistically, I think you go comfort picks here. If you're playing your comfort picks, the weapons you're best on, you can kind of just go around doing what you usually do in a solo queue environment, but you still have to coordinate that. So in a situation like this, I think having multiple comfort picks that fill different roles will probably be strong here. I would expect maybe their game 1 comp to come back. I think any sort of poking abilities from under ledges will be big, so maybe they bring out a blaster. I think the brush here could be strong if they're able to get it into that bats. Same with the Tetras, and I think the ballpoint's really good for those checkpoints here.
Yeah, this is going to be a tough make, though, as the initial pick does come in, and it is the side of RIT who takes the first ball. Sexwell trying to put some pressure down onto the cart and on that, but eventually gets punished for it, so 2 down, does manage to get a trade into the Decapitator. But realistically, Velvet just trying to hold the ground now because the respawns will come back, eventually gets punished in the 2v1. So it's going to be a slow retake, but RIT, maybe after a slow start, we'll get this out. Ink Strikes are down, doesn't manage to get out, and doesn't manage to force them out, so they'll get the first tower control. You said Event Horizon needed this, and they didn't get it.
Yeah, this is big for the side of RT Black Seadragon. They're able to get that first check. I don't think they're probably not able to do much more here, but just getting that first push off is great. However, they are wiped out here, so this will be the big first push for Event Horizons. It'll be interesting to see where everyone's stations. We see that one already in bats.
Wow.
We see the kill already. That was a great direct. But this is the setup that Event Horizon. This is the setup that Event Horizons pretty much wanted immediately going in.
Wow. Waffle gets another one out of that. I mean, it was a good use of the special. They do get their way across, but they kind of lost control of the card. It looks like the tower's moving back, so a lot of that forward progress really kind of just lost in that regard. Galaxy has to push forward and try to put a little space. I'm sorry, that's a reslider, and does get caught out. That's 2 for the blaster, and suddenly now it doesn't look like they're playing as far behind as I might have thought.
Yeah, and all that came from that brush. We see the brush going down there, but that brush sort of stalled them for a bit. They were able to stall more. They might have been getting more, as we see Velvet able to get one, trying to push back that ball point. We see the Babs control. That's going to be huge there. The brush is able to get one, and the Inkjet's coming out. Hopefully trying to get more. The 2 down on the side of Event Horizons, forced to back off. The 52 gets on and able to get that kill. That's going to be a huge kill. Going down quickly afterwards. Them to checkpoint 3, but that also just keeps the pressure on RIT Seadragons right now.
It really does, because it's still a lot to go here. 73-20, it's going to force up the Ink Strikes as well. And now that we're kind of a bit man down, it's just kind of where it is. Velvet does get the cart back. That tower going to keep moving along. And with RIT going down 1 immediately, it's just going to be easy cleanup. An Autobomb in does force Velvet out, and they get punished for it as well. Oh, what a dive! Ow. Throwing in that and getting that special canceled is painful. So Galaxy with his blaster absolutely putting in work now. And that's a whale in the back, but Waffle is there to help clean that up. This Event Horizon squad is just looking so dominant going into this with 2 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like they're playing everything right. I mean, they get picked off, but they have cooler whenever they do, so they're able to come back quickly. So that Reef Slider finally able to get out on the side of RT Black Seadragon, but it immediately gets countered by the team here. I mean, this is just such an overall good comp. You have the 52 with the whale, and it can play off of that whale, but it can also play off the blaster as well, and it's just such an all-rounded comp. I enjoy seeing how they're playing this. We see
the dualies
they're able to get
hard.
The third 3-for-1 trade. That'll be huge. That's huge for Black Seadragon here. They'll be able to get a push started here. They can get that rush into the batch there. That should hopefully be at least the second checkpoint. Unfortunately, the brush going down, Inkjet coming out, but it'll be interesting to see what they can do here as they do get wiped out, but they do have a good amount of specials almost ready here.
They're ready for a comeback, and we are coming into the last minute, so that Bowser's going to sound when we're coming into a last fight territory. Both whales on both sides are out, and Velvet right now slowly being pressured out, has to send out the wall just to get any sort of space now. So, I mean, RIT just can't really make it. Triple Ink Strike sent out as well, just to try to keep anything on. Serranis trying to find anybody on a flank angle. No one's home. Cart's still at mid, and 2 down for RIT. It means that Event Horizon will get this push going. There's a Reef Slider. Doesn't find anybody, but it's enough. And Serranis is absolutely getting picks out there. Eventually gets punished for it as well, though. Last 30 seconds here, the whale comes out from the side of Velvet just to keep any sort of pressure on. They know they just need to keep this cart at center to win it.
Yeah, and realistically, in that situation with the Reef Slider, I think maybe a flank would have been better. I mean, obviously, they're trying to just get anything here, but if you flank with that Reef Slider, you're able to catch them off guard, most likely here. We see that RT Black Seadragon should be able to get at least one more push here. Waffle's pretty much going to be the key to winning this game. They got 2 flanks, one on each side. That's going to be huge. The sword gets picked out, but everyone else just collapses on the tower. Event Horizons with a clean 3-0.
Very, very strong showing from them. Definitely, definitely look more like a full team, right? You could see where the communication was really coming through, especially in that last collapse. Like you said, they all just kind of collapsed. Everybody had an angle on that tower, and the second they got the idea that overtime was here, it was, okay, let's just go win this out now. We know what we're doing, and we can take this and close it out in a 3-0. So a very, very good showing from this Event Horizon squad. I know they were... like you said, these are players we've seen around. These are players that are trying to get themselves out of this low ink business and into bigger and better things. So really a great showing of a chance to make the name for themselves and maybe add some extra, add a little extra oomph to that Event Horizon name.
Yeah, 100%. And I mean, overall, that was they had a strong comp. They were calming really well. They had that ability to play together as well. They were showing like they're showing like they're a strong team going into this later portion of Swiss maybe having a chance at making alpha here. We'll have to see.
We'll have to see, but we are going to take... let's get a quick look at the rest of the bracket right now. You can see most of those names. There's a couple 3-0s that went around. Anybody in particular that... no one in particular that stands out to me, but I do see that there's a couple 1-1s still going. The other RIT team in a little bit of a struggle. And meanwhile, we did see the Honorbound did manage to get the 2-0, so they still got one more to play. So the round winding down, and it's been pretty it's pretty close across the board. There's quite a few 3-0s, but it looks like this has been pretty balanced so far and about what we did expect.
Yeah, a lot of 3-0s, but I mean, there's also a good bit of 2-1s. A couple of matches still going, like you said. We saw there, as we were talking there, Roulette was able to get the 2-1 over Singularity, but I mean, looking at these teams, I mean, a lot of strong names. There are some names there, but it's interesting because in a situation like this, you don't really know many of the players, or at least I don't. Nobody really sticks out, so it's just interesting to see like who is trying or who is really showing up early. Because if you show up early there, then you might have a chance at making alpha, getting a couple wins early, and then even if the middle of Swiss goes poorly, you're able to make a higher bracket because of it.
It's all about making a scene here in low ink. Meanwhile, in the group B, still, most of, again, winding down eventually, but you can see it there, a lot of 3-0, so a lot of those one-sided matches, a lot of those teams are really fighting particularly to get out of there, including the Popgun fan club there, coming out 3-0. But I mean, it's just a lot of, again, like you said, this is a chance to make yourself known and get yourself into some higher level, maybe get picked up by a team that it plays at a little bit of a higher level to you to learn and grow.
Yeah, 100%. And it'll be interesting to see coming out of this first round what teams are looking strong compared to what teams are sort of needing that little more push to get into that mindset of, hey, we want to win this tournament and get low level banned.
Yeah. Well, we'll give the rest of the round a chance to clean it up. We'll take a quick break and be back in let's call it 5 minutes. So hang tight, we'll have more action for you in just a second. Swiss round 1 is done, and here we are going on to our round 2. We have got the RIT White Prawns coming in versus the Octaves, both of them coming off a loss, a 1-3, so at least they got a little bit of consolation prizes after this, and we were joking about it, but look, apparently we're just going to be following this RIT squad, hoping for some good news from them.
Yeah, we saw one in the first round. I'm going to see another one here. Like you said, both teams coming off a loss. They both did get at least one game off of each team, so that's something to look forward to. I can't really say much about either team because I haven't watched either of them play, but the map we can talk about. We got Rainmaker Humpback here.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a different. We did see Humpback not too long ago, and I actually think it. No, it was. We actually saw this exact map mode, I believe. We did see Rainmaker on Humpback, I believe, in the previous one. So we'll get to run it back and get a look at how in game 1. But that's fine. 2 and 3 will be Hagglefish Market Zones and Crab Lake Capital, respectively. But yeah, like you said, like these are. I think it's interesting though because the RIT squad, there's after looking through this roster, there's not a lot of collegiate teams still trying to play out of low ink. It looks like so. Really, like, shout out to them for representing the collegiate side. If you're, I'm sure you're following the CCA, but if you aren't, go check them out too, because your university probably has a squad to support on as well.
Yeah, 100%. CCA is something that's been growing exponentially over the past few seasons, so it's so nice. It's nice to see a lot of CCA teams play outside of, just CCA. You see here, obviously, in low ink, SOS, there was a bunch of
yeah, there were
collegiate teams as well. It's just, it's so nice seeing that the collegiate teams are forming. Like, there are people who find each other and are able to form these teams with the same common goal, and they're able to have success with it in many cases.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of these teams that are finding some great success and even putting up numbers versus some of the better teams out there, so kudos to them. We're getting into the first map, though. It's going to be Rainmaker here on Humpback Pump Track. Let's see what these teams bring in. And I see a couple different things they were talking about there. What about you?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of different weapons here. Jeez, got the dualies. We have a crab from the side of RIT White Prawns, and also that pro, which we don't see pro a lot. But on the other side, you see a junior, a dreadwinger, and a carbon, which is a very, very aggressive based comp. So it'll be interesting to see how both of these teams are able to play with those comps to their advantage.
Like you said, it's a very aggressive comp. Even this pencil has some space, and the pencil does get aggressive, managing to get the one. Weeabomb to shake off some of that high ground, and it's going to be a quick one. Glack finally gets punished out, so that Rainmaker didn't make it very far, all things considered. Still a great position early on for both of these teams.
Yeah, and we see here the shark from behind is going to be huge. The jump, hopefully, will not catch them out. They're not really looking. The brushes should be able to...
Oh, no way!
It should be the check, actually. They're barely not able to get wiped out. But a great play from them overall. Able to sneak behind and get that Rainmaker pop. That's why you always got to watch behind you, and you're stalling the Rainmaker like that. We see here that they should be able, and they do get that check here. So they're using that aggressiveness to their advantage, but sometimes you get a little too aggressive and let people get behind you like they did earlier.
Yeah, the White Prawns do manage to put their foot down here. It does burn the bubble, and victory is there with a brush to kind of get the ball moving. Well, the gun moving again. But they do immediately get punished for it. So again, the pressure staying on from the side of the Octaves, where they're just trying to keep that advantage they've got. Roof slider up now for the side of Mr. Pig, and just waiting for the right angle to use it on, try to get some sort of value with it, waiting for somebody to kind of change places. Octopi again grabs that, and the Rainmaker will go to a reset, so back to square with 3 minutes on the clock. Killer Whales come out too as well, just trying to find a little bit of space, and there's finally the bubble pop. We'll see the shots come in from the sniper, but it's just not enough, and Slamwich just trying to clear a little space, maybe get some movement there, has to get back out of the way. Weeabom's up, might even have to give it. There's a reslider in, everybody manages to get out, and there's no punish on it, so Jelly gets away with their lives. They manage to get away with their lives. Now Jelly with that tank up does have a little bit of space, has to give up the space, but it has been deadlocked here in the center.
Yeah, no one has really gotten an advantage. As I said, As you say that, though, RIT White Prawns able to get that wipeout. They should be able to get checked there unless they get stopped. A little bit of hesitation there, probably because of that carbon coming back. We see the push-ups here, but I mean, able to get that checkpoint, and suddenly this game is pretty much dead even.
They do have to get it out, though, and with the rest of the team of the Octaves there just to back it up, that might be a holding point for now, as Sneaky's going to take this and start moving it across, launches one long to see if they can get anything. But the shots come in from the Zuka, no real value to be found. Is very passive right now, just kind of waiting for a pick to be found. Rain, this will be a slider in, doesn't find anything, but got to give it to the White Prawns here. They are waiting for an error to be made and waiting on this victory on a flank now, looking to put some pressure in, but I mean, this thing has to go forward at some point here, Jake.
Yeah, and that carbon right there, getting picked should be able to get them move forward here. They're able to get more points. Crab coming out, hoping to stop the Rainmaker, but it does. It gets 2 actually. But that carbon is still sharking, and that's the big thing about playing carbon is that you shark around a lot. If you get in these spots, you're in a position where you can make or break your team's victory, or loss in some cases. Able to get 1 quickly traded out. 3 down on the side of Octaves there, but that was also 2 down on the side of White Prawns. So overall, White Prawns had the advantage, but not by much. So they aren't really able to do much here at this point.
And yeah, it was again, they even commit Cooler into this next push to try to get some sort of value out of it, but again, immediately get punished and lose too. The White Prawns is really kind of struggling. That's a slider in, doesn't find anybody, buys the space for now. And Sneaky just trying to get any sort of value with this. Has to get out as the rest of RIT circle in the Booyah Bomb as well. They have to get control here as it's 25 seconds on the clock. They have a Cooler, but it's a little too late because 2 immediately go down on it. In the last 20 seconds here, they need to get something going. Glack just trying to keep the ink going, keep any sort of pressure on and build out another Cooler while that last one's going. Grabs the Rainmaker now, and it's kind of now minute on here because we're in the last 10 seconds. Booyah Bomb there, gonna have to try to buy a lot of the space here, throws it in to clear a path, does get pressure in, and that's a Rainmaker, that's a restarter coming through, and no, it's all over there. RIT put up a heck of an effort, but the Octaves steal game 1.
Yeah, and that reef slider was really well placed. It forced that Rainmaker to push up further than it wanted to. Forced it into a position where it was all on its own, and then that carbon was pretty much already there, able to just end it very quickly. But Octaves showing that they weren't really leading by much until the end there. They were showing that they were able to play that aggressive comp at a slower tempo. They were able to wait for mistakes. They were able to wait until they had some sort of opening to push up. And that's a good skill to know in a comp like that, is when you have to at least take it slower than usual in order to wait for the mistakes, or you're waiting for some sort of push or something like that.
Well, we will go on to map 2. It is going to be Hagglefish Market Zones. This is a pretty big, long, wide map, and I do say that we've been seeing a lot less of Pencil, and I think this is kind of one of those spaces where you really almost have to give that up. I don't know that you can clear a lot of the distance you really need to on Hagglefish Market, and that reads to me like a little bit of trouble for the side of the White Prawns.
Yeah, 100%. I think the pen has really fallen off recently. With just how I think part of it is, a lot more of the top level players have seen Cooler and are advocating for it now. But pen is also just kind of, it's a good painting weapon, but it gets Cooler pretty slow after, say, like the first few Coolers, where you're able to paint that ground that doesn't have like any paint on it, because you build that Cooler slower when you're painting over other, like, the enemy's ink. So after that first Cooler, it's kind of, unless you have a bunch of special charges, it's kind of hard to build the Coolers. While the edit, you get so much paint output. Not only can you pretty much solo cap the zone with 2 full charges, you also have that ability to get Coolers way faster and just kind of churn them out over and over again. So I think that's why we're seeing a lot more of edit, because edit's always been strong. It's just been overshadowed by Cooler pretty much, or by the pen pretty much.
Yeah, and here in Low Ink is those places where you'll really see people take those gambles and try to find whatever works for them, right? We do have a game going in, though. Let's get into Splat Zones here. We've got to see what these teams are going to bring in And it looks like we're going to see, yeah, they are going to see the adaptations from both sides. It looks like that heavy edit is going to come in, at least from the side of RIT. There was a sub as well coming in. We'll never mind. We're coming back out. We need to get a sub in, so it's worth noting that. But hey, I always love the use of subs personally. So that's just me.
Yeah, I like my sub weapons usually. That's a pretty good option.
No, sub players.
Oh, my bad. I was too busy thinking about bombs and stuff, you know.
It's okay. Look, it's okay. Welcome to the desk. We have different words for different things here, and it's okay. But I mean, both rosters are really big when you look at it. When you think about it, like the average tight knit team is 4, maybe 5, but the White Prawns are what, 6? That's a big squad.
Yeah, they have that ability to sub out and play, and it's a very complicated thought process when you're thinking about subbing out mid-set, because sometimes it's based on map, sometimes it's based on mode, sometimes it's also just based on outside factors, not in the game, like someone's mental state, someone like has something going quickly. It's very like situational that people sub in mid-set, but more likely than not they have a good reason to. So it'll be interesting to see how White Prawns here is able to sort of use that sub maybe to their advantage or maybe to a disadvantage. It'll be interesting to see, because they will change their comp, I'm assuming, just a little bit, if anything, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, that was going to be my thought. Is I'm wondering if the sub is mostly to bring it in. It looks like we took out someone from the side of RIT was coming in, but bringing in like the decapitator on that side, and the pencil did stay for sneaky. So I'm interesting. They clearly feel like that's the most comfortable pick for them. So hopefully they need the positioning to really kind of get that out here.
Yeah, I will say the pen is not a bad pick. We were talking about it earlier. Pen is, saying it wasn't like it was just shadowed by the edit. Pen's still not a bad pick here. You play tent, you can just get free paint on the zone for most of the time. So it's just sort of a great dodge by the pro there, able to use that small block to dodge the reach slider. But I think this is kind of like one of those things where these teams have been playing in these comps for the past, however long, and they're most comfortable with those comps and being able to figure out all the intricacies and the combinations that work well together with their playstyles.
Well, right now seems to be working very well for RIT, because they are almost halfway on the zone, and there is just no stopping them right now. And they are controlling the space so well with 4 minutes on the clock, and Black just has the world in front of him. No real things coming up, but it is 3 specials up for the side for our blue squad here. It's gonna be a reslider and try to put the pressure on. We'll get immediately punished for Pig. Sorry about that. Off the market you go. Rosalie is gonna try to follow up that carbon, just trying to put any sort of value down. Knows the jump is there, trying to have to get out. Again, gets a good swipe, but it immediately gets punished for it. So finally they'll get a flip on the side of the Octaves, and that's still a pretty good distance to go, considering 26 is the epic one.
Yeah, and I love the pressure, the continuous pressure that White Prawns had there. They kept churning out those specials that really worked well in their favor. We see the decap able to get on zone. They should be able to cap here, actually. Their main cooler player going down, the Reef Slider's able to cap for a bit, but all the specials coming in, they're able to keep it here. The Cardinal was able to push up during all that. Getting Pig out, 3 down on the side of the wipeout on the side of Octaves. White Prawn able to just collapse on that team. The decap able to get 2 and trade out that third. That's gonna be big. That's a big save for the side of White Prawns. They should be able to get a little bit more of a lead here, depending on how they play this.
Well, it's going to be pushed back immediately by that Bazooka, so maybe not as much as I thought. Sneaky trying to take that high ground angle. Does manage to catch one with those pencil shots, so some really good aiming from the side of the Octaves there. They are looking phenomenal. It's going to be a crab out on point from Jelly, paired in with that dome, trying to get a little bit more, but there's a dome on the other side as well, so all the specials coming out. It's down to 10. Everybody knows what is on the line right now, and this could be closing out. RIT making an adaptation and looking fairly strong coming off of it. Looks like that player change made a huge difference.
Yeah, 100%, and kind of just the play style as well with that new player. They felt like a little bit less of a. They were trying to play a lot more safe than they were in the last one. They were taking a lot of risks, trying to get behind a lot more. While here they were playing a more slower pace. They were trying to just keep control of certain areas and it worked out in their favor because they were able to get control of one area and then move up to the next area, and soon they were in their spawn. And it's just kind of a stepping stone game until you're locking out your opponents for the win.
Map control is so important here. We do get the full 1-1, so this is a third game that matters here. And we've got one heck of a map to come in for you on that, because it is, like I said, when we're looking at both these teams, they're looking for a win here. They need this series win if they want to move themselves up into even the beta bracket. So as we go to Clamblitz and Crab Lake Capital, this is actually coming into a lot of pressure. There are still rounds of Swiss ahead, but every game really does matter at this point.
100%. Every game always matters. That's why it's always play all three. And I know we talked about the edit and that stuff earlier and how good it is. Personally, from what I've seen, Crab Lake, I think the pen has the advantage here. The pen's able to look. If you get into a good spot, it's able to see so much of the map because there's some high parts, but it's mostly like mid and low ground. So if you put it in a good spot, that pen is able to get so much value just by seeing the map itself. It's able to poke from afar, and this is a map mode where it's very small. So having that high ground advantage and the vision advantage is going to be crucial going into a game 3 like this.
Yeah, like you said, getting a lot of these positionals, getting your backline into a position to really kind of capitalize and hold that space is going to be so important and really going to dictate a lot of how this plays out. But like you said, Crab Lake is also very small, so the routes to get it into the basket are also very limited. You can almost kind of predict, what are the main ways these teams are going to try to push in.
Yeah, 100%. You got a very limited options of pushing up. So for this map, it's more about the team fights. If you can get a player advantage, then you should be able to push up. But the other thing to think about is that the clam basket's pretty much in the opponent's spawn, so it's going to be very hard to score. But usually, from my experience with this map, you score once, you'll be able to get a decent amount of clams, and it's kind of a steamrolling map. So getting that first push is going to be crucial in getting a strong lead that can, win the game.
Yeah, I even think back to last January's IPL where, we saw several teams on this map in mode particularly just kind of snowball out of control. So it's really interesting to see, how they kind of manage that snowball to see it fall out of control. No more subs coming in. It looks like both teams have found the ones they want to do. So let's get right in. It is Game 3 Swiss, Round 2 here. Clamblitz on the Crab Lake Capital. Let's see what changes.
We got pretty much the same thing. We got the brush coming out from the side of White Prawns. We got this exact same thing on Octaves. Pretty comfort picks there. I'm assuming they're able to play off of it well. Something that they think they can win with here. But it'll be interesting to see how this edit works on this map, because it's not going to have as much use here as, say, a pen or some other type of backline.
Managed to escape there, but a good take from the Octaves to push out the rest of the White Prawns there, eventually catching 2 out from the side of RIT, and not enough to go because the clan economy is still pretty balanced at 6-4 right now. So still a lot to build, and like you had noted, no one really has like a commanding space here. No one's really got the high ground under control. Oh, that's an unfortunate bubble, but it is get value, and that's the best thing you can hope for. Another 2 down for the side of the Octaves and 1 for RIT, as we are still looking for that opening push.
I'd like to think that baby bubble just kind of took it was a distraction bubble more than anything. Is able to get value just by being there pretty much, and if they got 2 down, they're able to get some small semblance of a push, but that is 2 down on the side of White Prawns. Rush is just doing whatever they can to stay alive and cause chaos, try and be a distraction. got 3 players. They go down, but they got 3 players distracted here. That allows White Prawns to get a good amount of mix here. There's 3 down there, and suddenly that brush play is looking really smart here. As the dudes are able to get in, they're able to get that first score and the crab out.
Barriers broke, and that's going to be the crab there to keep the pressure up. 1 goes down, but 2 go down for the side of the Octaves, and the clams come flooding in from the side of RIT. Like you said, a great heads-up play from your brush there, just to kind of keep the heads turning. If you keep them looking at you, the rest of your team can set up for what they need to do. And the basket is going to close there, so 53 is the final number. 3 minutes on the clock. Black's going to get themselves out, and it's going to be a reset for both sides.
Yeah, and I think the big thing is that they got it down to 53. On a map like this, that's not a strong push, actually. It's a solid push, but it's not something that you can say, hey, we're going to win off of this. We do see here, there's 1 coming from behind. That's the brush again, able to turn heads. That's big for the Carbon as well. They got the Carbon to look. Therefore, of course not. It wasn't allowed to push up, but the Carbon coming back with Azuka, able to get 1 and get the ball specifically. Brush picking it back up. That's 2 down, but they're White Prawns forced it back up and reset here.
I mean, the White Prawns now, again, they were behind. They had to give up a power climb immediately, but they've already built another one, so the climb economy about even, all things considered. A pick to make that 2 onto the RIT means that their even thoughts of a push are just done here. 2 minutes on the clock. Still a lot of time left, but this is getting risky here. No one's really got, like you said, that dominant positional control here. They just kind of keep trading it out.
It's a very back and forth game, which I'm not really surprised about, but at the same time, you know, you always expect a back and forth game for most maps. It's kind of how it works, but so far, this has mostly been on the side of White Prawns. They really haven't. They had the 1 push, but they haven't really had an opportunity to make another one because both teams have been traded back and forth. Great pick. They're able to spot out the brush before they were able to do anything. And the brush, and suddenly the side of Octaves, they should be able to push up against space here if they're able to take out more. No, the special gets canceled. The reef slider's coming out. They're able to get 2 there.
Sneaky.
10, that's going to be huge. The issue is
with 2.
3 down now as well.
Sneaky on that high ground really just opened it right up. Hammer gets thrown in as well, but Rosalie is there to cancel that right out, and they will get a break in. So now with all this coming in, it's just going to question is, do they more? And they do get enough. They get another power climb in for the side of the Octaves, and they get it just past to 51. A few more clams in at 48. The rest of the jump-ins trying to get a little bit more, but Octopi decides, no, it's just not worth it. We don't have enough clams, and we don't have that space anymore. Does manage to trade 1 out, but that is enough to get a win. Like you said, 53 was not a comfortable win position, and 40 seconds on the clock, that might be enough to do it as the picks continue to trade in.
It's a very close game, so any score here will be good for the side of White Prawns here. If they are able to get the score in, though, they have to get at least a couple. I'm pretty sure at least a couple of clams in extra. We'll have to see here. We see the space, the control map-wise has pretty much been all Octaves since that push. They really have not done anything. The brush going down, that's going to be huge. That's the distraction gone. They're forced to jump the ball back, and suddenly White Prawn is in a very awkward situation here going in overtime.
Oh, but they do drop a clam, so those opening picks from the side of RIT is enough to hold it out. The overtime continues to tick. Mr. Pig, one of the last lone survivors, has to get onto that clam or this is done. The blinking is there, has to set in the reef slider. Doesn't know, gets punished for it, and the hopes and dreams are fading apart into the ink there. Overtime ticks down, and the Octaves just barely come out.
Yeah, it was a extremely close game. It could have gone to either side. One thing I wanted to point out there, I was a bit surprising. That ball was the dualies, and they crapped with the ball. So realistically, that slider could have helped more than hurt, funnily enough. Weird to think about it that way, but overall, not important because, you know, game's over, set's over. Octaves able to win 2-1 over RIT White Prawns.
The RIT team's having a little bit of a tough time here, unfortunately. So yet another loss onto this White Prawns squad. They did fight well, though, I will say. The second map really did impress me. It seems like the player swaps really, like you'd said, maybe it was a mental thing, but the player swaps looked good for them, and it seemed like they've got the right ideas here, but they've got a lot of ways to go, as we still got plenty of Swiss action here coming in. And speaking of that, let's see how the rest of the teams are doing. Looks like we've gotten most of ours. Stellaria going to get the bye down there. It looked like we had a drop early on, but this round looks significantly closer. A lot more 2-1s across most of these teams on the B group.
Yeah, and this is kind of where things even out a bit. You'll see a lot more closer games as Swiss goes on, because they'll be matched up with people who have the same records as them. This is really, honestly, for round 2, this is pretty even on both sides. There's a lot more 2-1s than I was expecting. We got a couple of 3-0s like Coconut Crabs, Popgun Fan Club, Pixel Per Ink, a couple of teams, getting those 3-0s, but it's pretty spread even on the side of which teams are playing which.
Yeah, we'll check over with that A group momentarily, but like you said, this is where the advantage of Swiss starts to come in, and we really kind of see Popgun Fan Club in particular. Look, you see it's coming. We're still winning on one game in the round A, but like you said, it's a little bit more even. DeadRatRadio did get a pass there, but Honor Bound, unfortunately, looks like they lost the set in a 2-1. One of those teams we're keeping an eye on. I was just looking for any more of the other RIT teams, but I don't see them here, so unfortunately, not quite looking good for the RIT and our collegiate squads here. But like you said, this is fairly a lot more even, a lot more 2-1. So like you said, we're starting to see that balance, and that means we'll start to see really quickly which teams float to the top towards that alpha bracket.
Yeah, I think we saw Event Horizons earlier, unfortunately going down 2-1 to Origami Dragon. On the other side, trying to find the other. It was RIT Black Seadragons.
Black Seadragons also took a loss 3-0.
Yeah. You were talking about the RIT teams. RIT Orange Koi is able to get the 2-1 over Killer Blues, so one of them's having some sort of success there at least. Better than no teams having success.
You said it. Well, we'll give them a minute to finish up the round. We'll be back with Swiss round 3 in just a moment. Hang tight, refill your water. We'll be back with more incredible low ink action in just a minute. Well, we're back for more Low Ink. Hope you aren't low yourself, because we've got Swiss Round 3 coming back in. I am still, so I'm Dan. I'm here with the incredibly large brain that is Jake Groot. And Jake, you've got 2 new teams here. DeadRatRadio coming off a bye, coming up against Fire, who have had quite a bit of an up and down round 1 and 2 here.
Yeah, you talked about it. 0-3 in round 1 and then 3-0 in round 2. Pretty tale of 2 different teams at that rate. And you talked about DeadRatRadio getting that bye. It'll be interesting to see, because sometimes with bye teams they come back better, or sometimes they come back worse. It depends on what you do in between that bye. Some teams, it all depends on sort of how the team's feeling. DeadRatRadio, they had that bye, but I'm pretty sure they did unfortunately lose their first game. Yeah, they went 1-2. So I would expect maybe they spent a lot of that bye, that time in between rounds there talking about it, maybe VOD reviewing it there as well, just to see what they did wrong and see what they can get better at coming into this next match.
Yeah, considering you got to kind of take a look at it, and the new maps are in. We're starting off on Ship-Shaped Cargo with Tower, and that is one of those ones that, we talked about this big. There's not a lot of architecture in the way, though, so again, these backliners are going to be so crucial. Game 2 is going to be Scorch Gorge Clam Blitz, and we'll finish off in Mahi Mahi Splat Zones. So, this is quite a variety of maps. A lot of the previous rounds, the first 2 rounds we'd seen, pretty similar kind of maps and modes. You can kind of take advantage of a lot of things, but this is a very, very different set of the pool.
Yeah, this is you go from one to a complete opposite to a complete opposite. It feels like 3 completely different layouts and 3 completely different sort of playstyles. In Tower Control Ship-Shape, you have that steamrolly playstyle where you get one push and it's going to be a huge push. Then you go to Clam Scorch, where that is known for being very low scoring. And then you end in Mahi Zones, which is a back and forth game. It's a big variety between the 3 maps, and it'll be interesting to see how these teams are able to adapt to each different playing conditions as the set goes on.
Yeah. Worth noting for the side of DeadRatRadio, they had a pretty sizable roster. It was 6, so we're going to see Parasite, Meow Meow, Gentle Rend, and Vaby coming in for that. And look, we saw the impact in the previous round of what a sub might do. So, maybe some of these bigger rosters, maybe we'll find some advantage. Maybe this is game 3, though, so maybe you're finding your hot team, the team that really is gelling together in the moment, too.
Yeah, we'll have to see. It also depends on comps, what they're playing and stuff. Speaking of comps, we'll have to see here in a minute what comes out.
Ooh,
we see an E-Leader on this one. Custom E-Leader, nonetheless. And then we see an undercover Brella.
So someone gave me a treat. We get an undercover today. I could speak for miles about how undercover is such an impactful weapon. But, what do you make of those 2 oddball picks?
It's very interesting. I've never seen undercover in actual competitive play. I'll be honest. The E-Leader I understand, because you're able to get that range and stuff on a map like this. Is very useful. So we'll have to see. The E-Leader not really getting much value now, but the rest of the team pretty much going down here. It'll be interesting to see what the Reslayer's able to come out and get 2, and the undercover getting 3. Can they get the quad? No, the E-Leader's backing up smartly.
Arctan absolutely making a statement here. Maybe we do need to give a little sight to this. Maybe it's just because, like you said, it's never been seen. But right now, that undercover's finding so much value in Callium on the cart, just going to go ahead and push through. Again, Arctan just controlling this space. I don't think anybody saw this coming. It is not a weapon you see, and they are making such great mileage with a 10 and counting. This might be over. This might have been won on shock value alone based on that.
Yeah, and there's a very good reason the undercover is never played. It's not a good weapon. It is widely considered one of the worst weapons in Splatoon 3. And this team came out and one pushed the undercover, got 7-8 kills and stayed in the same spot the entire time. I'd assume they're probably a one trick, or they've practiced undercover for a while, because I've never seen anyone play that, much less get that much value out of it.
Look, I could, like I said, so I'm an undercover player myself, which of course I'm sure shocks absolutely nobody listening to this. But like you'd said, it is a hard weapon to maintain, but it does do one thing very well, is it holds space. And like you had said, they got in a position, never moved, they were never forced out. And now we're looking at Scorch Gorge and Clam Blitz. And this is, again, one of those places where if you can just get yourself in there with an undercover, put your mines down and play against some angles where you can recover that umbrella, that is going to be very difficult to dislodge in a very important mode like this. But I kind of wonder if maybe that would just, we'll see when it comes back, because it doesn't necessarily, like you say, find a lot of value on such a wide map.
Yeah, and it's kind of interesting to me because the biggest issue with undercover, at least from a personal standpoint, is it just does not do a lot of damage. I mean, you have the mines that are able to combo with it, but its damage output is very low by itself. So it'll be interesting to see what they can use. They can use that mines. Maybe if you have a chip comp, maybe it'll work better that way. We'll have to see what they come out with if they want to try and build a comp around that undercover, because you kind of have to just build a comp around that weapon if you play it a lot.
It is a very tough support weapon, so we'll see if they carry it through. It looks like they will. We do see a couple changes, though. We do see the carbon coming in, and we'll see the pencil come out from the side of Parasite, I believe, is a slightly different change. So, again, just adapting. The double sets of tri-strikes is so big on a mode like this where you have so much space you need to cover, and being able to apply pressure from the distance is so big.
Yeah, and I personally think that's a really good counter to this comp, because this comp is very forward heavy. It's just as easy for them to get in front of the strikes, but it's easier to keep them back using strikes. So I think really this is a decent counter. As I say that, though, it's 2 down on the side of DeadRatRadio here, and that's the first score there for
that was quick.
For Fire.
Fires, yeah, they immediately got that pretty quickly, and that was a lot of that on the back of the Brella there. So like he said, really being that carry piece, that kind of centerpiece to a lot of this clue. TM gonna go ahead and just get that paint back up while collecting our those claims. Economy's back to even, but the number was 68, so a decent showing, but not a ton. Triple strikes coming down just to clear a little bit of space in the middle. Callium now holding onto that high ground. I'm gonna go ahead and get set up, looking for a pick here as the rest of Fire just kind of vying for this space. They'll have a couple of specials coming online, but they find one, and that is enough of an opening button. That's going to be the rest of this coming through clue, just kind of to any sort of pick and information from that. But it's pretty pretty slow on this push here.
Yeah, and that's just kind of how. That's more just kind of the play style of the map itself. It's a very slow map. You hold mid for a while, and then you go for picks, and if you get a couple down, you're able to push up and get those picks. We see that the power clamp coming in. They're able to get a couple more here. They're really using that aggressive playstyle to their advantage. They're putting everybody in spots where they're able to just kind of collapse in on the other team, and get so much value as, team playing. And it's so interesting to see, based off of, the unconventional weapon choices, how they're able to just kind of collapse in on everybody when they have everyone stationed in different spots.
Yeah, the map control they're holding is very good, but right now it looks like DeadRatRadio has the map control, so they'll be able to hopefully stay this push moving. 240 in the clock, a power climb down, and slowly getting promoted out. Does get clue, so now with a man up, they should be able to start pushing forward. Crab gets popped, and they weren't able to save the power climb there. They will give up their own cooler to match as well. Baby just trying to find any sort of help making space, and Meow in the front lines is trying to find a pick to get any sort of value. Double clams up to close this out, and a pick comes down, so now suddenly Fire is just looking to close this. Shoes taking those shots, trying to maybe find somebody. No, nothing there. Baby trying to get the flank on him. No one to be found, and both clams are moving forward here with 2 minutes left, and it's, again, a slow push on this map, but Arcton willing to play that patient game here as they get another cooler up.
Yeah, and this patient sort of super slow pushing up works really well in the favor of Fire here. They're not like going anywhere really. I mean, they get that picks now, 3 down, and they're getting the score here. They should actually be able to KO it. They're only 1 clam off, and the final clam coming in able to get that, and that is Fire taking a 2-0 lead and taking that set.
Impressively done. I mean, just just well played from them. Like you said, maybe it's, and we'd kind of looked at their score line, right? It was a 3-0 and an 0-3. So maybe it is one of those things where like they are just simply winning on the fact that you don't scrim these weapons. Like you don't see a lot of this. Checking in a little bit deeper on Arctin there, they play this undercover and approximately big swig. So a very, very fine specialist player that you might not get the chance to scrim against. And if your team doesn't know how to, or can't figure out how to get past some of these one tricks, it really can punish you in a lot of ways. So Fire will take the set on the back of their unique style, but DeadRatRadio still have a chance to steal one.
Yeah, and you were talking about it. They're not able to scrim it. And the hardest thing to do is to play a weapon that you've never played against. It's so hard to really play against undercover because you don't see it. That's the big thing. You don't know how to play around its shield because its shield, it takes a good bit to break. Even if you're playing, say, like a 52 gal, the only thing that I can think of is like an Ealer that can one-shot it. You're put in a situation where you have to know how to play around it or get around it in order to take it down. And if you don't have that knowledge of how to play around a weapon like that, you're kind of just in a tough spot for most of the game.
Yeah, and we're looking at the last one. You said we're going from very different maps. Mahi Mahi zones. I mean, we're very pretty much under the understanding that Fire has nothing to change here. So DeadRatRadio needs to make some adjustments. Where do they make the adjustments now to deal with this? How do you coach? If you were to coach them, how do you get them past this?
I would say the big thing is to keep your head in it. If you win this, you still got something to go off of. I'm seeing a Hydra. I'm seeing the V-Pro. It's an unconventional comp, but it's something that I kind of enjoy. It's not as aggressive as the last comp, but it's something that they can get value off of it in a lot of ways because they have so much paint on that zone. It's a very paint-heavy comp, and the thing is, they're gonna need that. They're gonna need that pro to step up and take fights. Same thing with the Hydra here, where they're able to get one, and they're able to get it 2 down. The only thing staying alive right now is the undercover, and they're finally able to sort of figure out how to play it, but the pen able to come in and just take fights and win them from so far away.
Yeah, Clue pushing up aggressively into that. Like you said, they can all those weapons can reach really far in this small map, but you don't have space to reach. It's going to be even harder. Parasite has to take such a deep, odd angle to try to get any sort of value pressure onto Callium, but Shoes trades them out, and meanwhile the point continues to tick down. This zone is just rolling, and the undercover is holding on to a brief slider. Hasn't really taken any amount of deaths there. It's gonna be strikes in, but I don't know that's enough. Finally, the picks come the other side for DeadRatRadio, but the point is still firmly in control of Fire here.
Yeah, that trade works out really well on the side of Fire. They get the pick, they get the strikes down. Those strikes are not gonna come back for a bit. You see the Hydra trying to take a fight, trying to do anything to get something started here, but the Reef Slider's finally coming out. Able to get the Hydra. They're going to be able to get the... No, they trade there, but that's still 3 down on the side of... on the side of...
They get pressure, right? They get the point. No, they don't get the touch.
They don't. It's very close. They had the pressure, but I just don't think they had the paint because it was just the Zap, and the Zap doesn't have that much range in order to get as much paint.
I mean, Fire absolutely looking on fire here for this set 3 in the Swiss, and another 3-0 on their books. Look, I'm just gonna say this. Arctan, message me, buddy. I want some coaching. Show me the ways. Show me how we work this undercover, because you clearly made it look like a winning piece to this puzzle here. I'm so like awed and taken back by it. I hit me up, dude. I want some coaching. Teach me your ways.
Yeah, I was very surprised with the strength that they used that undercover for. I mean, we talked about it over and over again, but it's something that we have to keep talking about. We don't see it. You never see undercover. That's like the one thing that never gets played ever in any tournament, really. And this person just comes out of nowhere and makes it seem like a top tier weapon. I'm shocked.
Yeah, that is. Look, we get to see all kinds of insane things here in Low Ink, and we're seeing quite literally everything, including Group A for this round 3. Most of them are finishing up. Honorbound still playing in there, still struggling and trying to find their way out of low ink. They are one of those teams that I'm just hoping like they will get there one day. Still fairly even across a lot of these teams, though. Like you said, we're going to see a lot of this balance out to be closer games, and now we're starting to see a lot of them in particular. But Seadragons still fighting for their lives, who we saw a little bit earlier. And I'm trying to look for our other teams that we had seen. Who was the other team we saw in Team 1? It was Horizon. Event Horizon going in the 0-3 as well. So some of our winners suddenly seeing the other side of the bracket.
Yeah, and it shows that sometimes you face a team that you can beat, and then sometimes you face a team that you're outmatched by, or something goes wrong, small little mistakes, and those small little mistakes will add up overall. And we could see that in a lot of the games we watched, but just in general, and this goes for any level, there's always those small little mistakes. It's not about eliminating them, it's about minimizing mistakes. Yeah, it's making. There was a saying I heard when I was learning, a couple other shooter games, which is sometimes you win just by doing the least amount of throwing, and that's just the way it is. But speaking of throwing, we'll see who's been throwing their way down the ladder in Group B in just a moment as well, because this is still a pretty stacked roster across the way. Octaves, unfortunately, taking the 0-3 to Freak Force, having checked them out. How are our boys on Popgun Fan Club rank? 2-0, looking like they're doing very well. They are one of those few teams that are still undefeated there, so we're starting to see that separation of the teams that are very, very dominant. Yeah, this is where you see those alpha teams really stand out. You see them getting constant 3-0s. It's just like this is around the time that those alpha teams really form, or like you kind of can see where the brackets are going. But round 4 and 5 are really where everything is sort of set in stone, besides like a few places. Yeah.
Also worth noting, RIT White Prawns still fighting in as they're fighting the rest of the way. So a lot of those teams that we've seen earlier on stream today still fighting for their lives. But our lives and our time here on the desk is over, Jake. So it's been a pleasure to bring you guys the first half of this first day 1 of IPL's Low Ink. Jake, where can the people find you and your beautiful voice there?
You can find me at Twitch at Blue Sky at JakeRoot0. You can also find me all around the Splatoon 3 Twitch category. Where can the lovely people find you?
Unfortunately, I'm still regrettably on Twitter. If you enjoy other esports like Overwatch, Valorant, or TFT, I do a lot of other stuff there. But if you keep your eyes around, I pop up in a lot of different places. I'm also getting very big into Mario Kart, so if you're in the Mario Kart scene, keep an eye out for me there. But Twitter is probably the safest bet. I know we all hate it, but unfortunately, it's still the necessary evil in my eyes. But it's been an incredible morning and afternoon of Low Ink, and we've got Keon and Chader coming in to close it out. So thank you all for the chance to bring you this first half, and hang tight. We'll be back with 2 new casters in just a minute.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to day one of the February 2025 edition of Low Ink. We got rounds 4 to 6 with you guys today with a brand new duo. My name is Keo, and as always, I'm joined by Cater. Cater, how are you doing?
Hello, that's me. I'm doing great. Very excited to see what these teams bring us. We are going to be watching Swiss round 4 here. Sour Patch Squid versus Trident. Both of these teams 0-3 currently in rounds, so one of these teams is going to get their first set win of the day today.
I'm actually kind of excited for this matchup, only because it's going to be exciting to see either Sour Patch Squid or Trident try to break through the Shy, get their first set victory of Low Ink, at least get themselves back on the right track. I know 0-3 probably a tough record to take on, but hey, everything's going to look up from here. We got it from our feed. Both teams should be set and ready to go, and from what I'm seeing here, Cater, Undertow Rainmakers are the lead-off map for round 4.
Oh boy, Undertow Rainmaker. Definitely one of the map modes of all time. That's my general view on it. I don't like it here, I don't hate it here, but that's just a personal opinion.
It's kind of interesting because I see this map combination all the time. I look at it, I'm like, okay, I've gotten used to it. Then I have to remember, right, there was a time where you could go on the left-hand side and realize you can't ink through it, and now they're like, no, let's get rid of it.
Exactly.
And now my mind's warping two different versions altogether, and that's exactly how Undertow Rainmaker is kind of
like
spelling
the divergent timelines of Undertow Rainmaker conflicting in your mind.
That's usually how the story goes. It's all just moving right around. By the way, we're about to load in Undertow Rainmaker. Round 4 about to kick off here right away. It looks like, yes, it will be Sour Patch Squid on Alpha side. It will be Bravo side. Trident. Anything that sticks out to you weapon-wise here, Cater?
We got the Tetra Wiper duo, which I think could do a lot of skirmishing, a lot of attention seeking, so Sour Patch Squid is going to have to watch out for that. And of course, I'm always a fan of Splatling, so I'm happy to see the Heavy Edit be their cooler pick for this match. Of course, deposed by the Pen, that's a classic cooler pick as well. So we'll just see how these teams do on the opening here. One down on both sides right now. Offbeat looking to take some space, unfortunately going to get taken out by the Brush here. Albi here looking for another pick, forces the jump out as well. That's a really nice opening for Sour Patch Squid. They're going to take that, bring it up with the Whale, take it to the left side as always, and it looks like they're going to be able to take down this checkpoint without a lot of fuss.
Yeah, not a lot of issues there. They also taken out 2 members right on top of it, and it looks like they're like me not being able to continue that momentum. Now, Offbeat's going around to this flank here. This could actually work out well, but this is taking a bit of extra time. Simple Clown's just gonna swim right through it. Gonna get jammed a bit there from the pedestal. Reef Slayer's just gonna eliminate them just like that. It'll be 2 members down for Sour Patch Squid. Sonata trying to clean out the rest of the other members there who are just lurking large. Waluigi, I'm gonna just say, is able to get the trade, and it is just gonna be 3-point main. Effectively a very commanding lead to start. Still plenty of time though, but that's a great start for the Sour Patch Squids.
Absolutely, very strong opening there. We've got a little bit of sharking going on for the Brush here. They have Whale as well. Gonna looking to push in with the 52 and the wall. That Rainmaker is going to reset back to mid. We have the Crab coming out, taking a lot of space, but Pop does go to Sour Patch Squid again. You see that Crab did take some space, but the Splash is going to have to push up here with their teammates. Wiper putting a lot of pressure on the Pen. Very nice. You can see they're going to go around here, either force the jump out or the pick. And Pen also has Cooler. Meanwhile, we see the Reef come in. We see some picks come in. And I think that Rainmaker is still alive. Yes, so they are going to take the checkpoint here. Gets taken out right after by the Brush, though.
Yeah, it's gonna and that Rainmaker being slammed home. Now they've got a lot of momentum. They're nice tap shots. Sonota's gonna go down just like that, but will they be able to hold on defense just a little bit longer? Cooler is being dished out, so there are gonna be quick respawns if Sour Patch Squids were to go down there, but the Ink Crush is just gonna prevent all that. It's gonna be 3 members down, 2 split from one side going down on the other, leads to the quick wipe out there, and Sour Patch Squid, yes, they give up the checkpoint, but not much further damage from there, and Sour Patch Squid looking to reset on offense so far here. Cater, it's a nice little return here, but Trident's gonna need to look for a little bit more.
And they are looking for that. The Viper's going to come from behind, get that hammer throw, get one pick here, looking for the second on the dualies here. A little bit of juking going on, and that is going to result in a trade. That's 3 down for the members of Trident right now. It looks like Sonata here on the dualies looking to get some skirmishing done. Unfortunately, that is another wipe as we go 3 down, and they don't have the cooler to back them off this time. A little bit of cleanup there coming out from the members of Sour Patch Squid around the Rainmaker, and they're just going to bring this up the same way they had before. Losing their brush, a little bit of their aggression goes down, but one Rainmaker pick as well. Paradigm does rush the Rainmaker, is able to buy a little bit more time for their team, but the Killer Whale going out, and that is going to be pop again for Sour Patch, as they're just going to pick up that Rainmaker, continue running it, continue this push. AJ's going to drop here, look for a pick on the jump, very nice. Looking for the double, running out of ink just before they get it, and the hammer, unfortunately, just a little bit too far to the left. I think they're just waiting out this Rainmaker, hoping for it to reset, so the push is done. But the members of Sour Patch are still here. The cleanup is not done for Trident.
Yeah, Trident still trying to clear out some of the members there from Sour Patch Squids, which we saw from Sour Patch Squid, they were still playing aggressively as they could. At least they were taking full advantage of the wipeout, but they opted to slow it down a bit, pacing-wise, trying to see if they can clear out even more members from Trident and get the eventual KO there. And I don't mind the decision to go further on offense, look for that KO if you can, just at least strengthen the lead a little bit. But 3 points remaining is still very strong, so they're for all intents and purposes, with 1:05 left to go, about 47 seconds left on the Rainmaker, they don't need to push too much further up. But 2 members are going down. Hey, why not be opportunistic at this stage? But there is a Reef Slider that's going to be there, and that's 3 members already going down just around the Reef Slider's blast radius, and that'll be 50 seconds left to go. But Trident gets the wipeout, but they got a huge mountain to climb with 45 seconds left here, Tater.
They do, but they do have the hammer here from the Viper that can help cut a lot of space. The issue is just, like you said, going to be making it all the way across the map here. Hammer gets thrown, not finding a pick, and that pen is set up on the left there, taking up a lot of space, putting out a lot of paint. That is going to be a really big issue for Trident as they're pushing up here. The Crab as well, just a huge defensive force. Down on the side of Sour Patch, though, you can see Dead Like Me on the dualies here is forced to back up a little bit without the pressure of their teammates and not getting the cooler. We do have a couple of picks. Pen goes down, that's really big here, but the Rainmaker's a little bit trapped between the wall and the people behind them and does get pincered on the ramp. We do still have AJ here is going to look for the pop, but they're caught again between people behind them, died to the Rainmaker blast, and with that, I believe Waluigi taking it all the way back here is going to be our game 1.
That is going to be a good. That was a great start, pretty much from minute 1. And when you get down to the 3 points remaining, the margin of coming back starts to get thinner and thinner and thinner, because not only do you have to clear the first checkpoint, you have to look for an even better push and keep that aggression up. And Trident just kind of stuck on neutral for a good chunk of that game. And I feel like this was more of those team efforts. A lot of time when we see how most of these games play out, there's a few great plays from a few teammates. But I think what we saw throughout this entire game 1 here between Sour Patch Squid and Trident, almost a very coordinated team effort there from Sour Patch Squids.
Definitely. I think a lot of Rainmaker matches are, like you said, just that endless struggle, and sometimes they're just the endless struggle in neutral, and then you have one big break at push. Sometimes, though, it's very back and forth. We did have a lot of neutral and a lot of pushes from Sour Patch Squid as well, and I think that constant aggression, like you were pointing out mid-match, really prevented Trident from getting set up and trying to get in a push of their own.
And now entering into the second map here, and again, Trident still looking to get rebound just like that. So that started right out of the gate from Rainmaker. You're having to deal with an objective from the middle. Now you got to have to escort to the first checkpoint. Now it's a test of your team coordination. Now, if you are Trident, do you have better team coordination than Sour Patch Squid? You're gonna have to figure that part out in Barnacle and Dime Clan Blitz. Personally, in this map mode, you say the previous map is the map mode of all time. This is my personal map mode of all time, but that's simply because it tends to get a little stally here at this stage, and with the way these two teams have been playing, I can only imagine that the pace will continue to slow down. So I'm gonna be wondering how both teams adjust to this different map mode as we get a few replays from the previous game.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like some of Sour Patch Squid's playing is here is just enabling Albi, leaning into enabling the brush and letting them do that rush down. But on the other hand, I personally like this a lot. I play Splatlings. I like having there's a lot of easy angles for me to get to on Inkables little ledges that I can stand on. And I have started playing Hydra, and
Nice.
There's so much space that you can command. You basically get the entirety of mid just from standing on one of the stacks. So I personally really like it here.
Made a little bit of Splatling bias.
Just a little bit, man. I mean, at least we're clear about it, right?
You want be proud of that. I want you to be proud of that for sure. We got one member still trying to iron things out there from Trident, but I'm actually going to be intrigued if Trident's going to try to change things up coming into this next one. And Sour Patch Squids, for the record, with the set, as we noted before, 0-3, Sour Patch Squids though have had a series of 1-2 losses, so something could potentially break for them here if they're able to secure the second game. Trident, of course, still looking for actually their first map win here, and I know a lot of us will probably want to root for Trident to be on the board here. Maybe this is their time to show it. As Barnacle and Dime Clan Blitz, here we go for this one. And if we take a look at once more at the weapons, it looks like it's going to be the same thing from Sour Patch Squids so far. On the other side, I think this is very minimal changes at best from what I see here, Cater.
I believe it's the same, possibly a couple of gear switches, but I think our weapons are by and large the same. So, again, we're in Clan Blitz. We're gonna see this neutral steal. Oh, I was gonna say the Brush is gonna go for a big old flank there, but unfortunately gets spotted, gets called out. I think that Trident has learned to watch for the Brush by this point in the set right now. We do not see the splash going down, unfortunately, but nice little wiper assist there, and early cooler as well. Offbeat narrowly managing to avoid that bomb. It's good that Headed's got good strafe speed, and AJ on a roll here, looking for another pick, bringing out the hammer. Unfortunately, hammer gets canceled. They were in a really nice spot with that too.
Yeah, just a great spot overall. Trying to make that work with the Ultra Stamp, just getting shut down there. I just called some of that some Ultra Stamp jank there. As Albie's actually able to get two just like that, but that is quickly turned around in a flash. A blink and you miss it. All of a sudden, it's a wipeout, and that's Dead Like Me able to cash in on this power clamp. The question will there be more? Looks like there was one small clamp being chucked in there. Dead Like Me trying to clear up space using the crab tank. Now Albie's actually going to be able to swim through, actually going to get two more picks by themselves, but it's a trade, which effectively ends the push just like that. But on the board is Sour Patch Squids, looking like a solid start so far here, Cater.
And they're continuing to maintain their presence around the basket of Trident as well. You can see they're getting their jumps in. That pen is putting out a lot of paint there and is making their way about a third of the way to cooler there. And Albie is looking to make another clam. Who doesn't want to have another back there? They want to do some sharking. They want some plays. They're going to hand that clam off. And I've had the same thing happen in my team. So Simple Clown here holding that clam, and it looks like they're going to go and try to score here, especially with the whale. Gonna get that score, but AJ here on the hammer very quickly clearing out anybody that could have been under basket. The slide is also going to come out here. Dead Like Me getting pushed all the way back. So we do get down to 58, but that is also a 3 down with Albie here being the only one up on the side of Sour Patch, returning into mid right now. So all of that mid area is going to go to Trident, and they have a couple clams on the board right now. They're going to opt to take the top left, but unfortunately go down to Dead Like Me here, and now Sunata is alone, so even though Paradigm gets that clam in, they are very quickly jumped on by 3 members, and that is a wipe.
Yeah, I think moving a little too fast for their own good. You kind of see the play kind of materialize there, trying to take advantage of the left-hand side, but then completely getting split, I believe, with one member going down who was holding the power clam, and Sonata was just moving forward, trying to clear out Sour Patch Squids, but that push gets solved. They were fortunate at least to get one power clam in the tank there, but that was all it was going to be by that.
Oh my goodness.
It's a quick wipeout. We see you there. That was 3 down. I believe Waluigi got that one on top of it, and it will be 25 points remain. This lead is ballooning very fast here, and here's the quick jump. Will this be the cash in? Yes. One more small clamp for the KO. That's going to be that. And Sour Patch Squids 2-0 to take home round 4. Of course, in a play all 3, the next map 3 will be played for Trident's opportunity to salvage.
Oh man, that last push went by in the blink of an eye. Yeah, I mean the super jump clam in to seal the deal was very nice.
I think the best part was because I think that was actually a series of cooler jumps too, if I'm not mistaken.
I think so. Yeah, very fast.
It was like wait, that the jump's moving by so quickly there. I'm like, all right, cooler, that does exist, and
cooler jumps feel like the best thing in the world, especially really like as an anchor who has, if I need to jump out to stay alive, I can just be gone in the blink of an eye. It's really great, but yeah, man, the cooler really coming in clutch for them, and that pen also able to take a lot of space. I know I say Splatling bias, but that's the one thing that I really struggle going up against is pen, because it sometimes outranges me depending on what I'm playing, and also outpaints me. So it's like I got to get my teammates to throw bombs at them instead.
Yeah, and I think we can all share the same feeling there, especially fellow anchor players. There, you get the series replays, and I think the best way to sum up the last game was just a lot of control at Trident's base. Almost a massive paint difference, if you will, coming to this one. It feels like trying to get once again kind of just stuck at their own base, couldn't even get out of it for a good chunk of that, and that's kind of how that push materialized. I like that Trident had the right idea with the Clans push, just a little bit too split there. As I was not missing that one. That was indeed, I believe, a Wyvern triple that happened there.
Yes.
I'm gonna say Waluigi, but I think it's Waluigi, the actual pronunciation. I swear I'll get this right eventually.
Waluigi is funnier.
I think it is. Well, I'll stick with that. I'll stick with that there. And yeah, we're on to game 3 again. This is just trying opportunity here just to be on the board, at least ended on a good note. But Sour Patch Squid's looking for that fabled 3-0 there. Mako Mart Zones is here. It's almost a tried and true at this point for Zones here, Gator.
Absolutely, the bread and butter of the Splatoon competitive community at this point. Mako Zones is, I would wager, the most popular map mode combination.
It's funny because I feel like I see more Mako Tower these days than Mako
Oh
Zones.
gosh, almost.
I'm like, wait, there's other Zones map, but I feel like there's got to be a newfound appreciation, excuse me, for Mako Zones. I feel like anybody who's saying it out there is gonna make me a little bit sad. We're about to spawn into this one. Hey, there's a Nautilus. That's a change there from Dead Like Me from Sour Patch Squids. Other side, I don't think there were many changes at that. Actually, I think it's going to be once again minimal at best there. That's a Nautilus with the triple splashdown. Hello there.
Oh yes, triple splashdown Nautilus incoming, and I think that's definitely a fair pick, especially got a lot of ledges and the stacks to work with that you can really use the charge hold. And ooh, we got a flank coming in here from the Dualies, taking out the pen as well, but they are also the only one alive on the board, and I think they realized that they were probably going to slide her in there, but unfortunately getting taken out though. So we're going to see the other members of Trident regroup and start painting for special. That Crab is going to be very, very useful in taking back a lot of the control, but unfortunately Crab gets shredded. Dead Like Me just commanding this right stack very nicely. The hammer is going to come out and try and take them out. You can see they know it's coming for them. It's just going to back up and have their teammate come and pincer them. Sonata again going for these really nice flanks, getting 2. That is huge for their team, getting 3. And, looking for Albi, trying to get that 4K. They have the Reef Slider as well if they want to use that. Zone is going to flick to Trident.
Sonata saved the game effectively for Trident there. Going down at any moment, and you could see almost a runaway victory there from Sour Patch Squids. Thankfully prevented, gives themselves a little bit more time, and Trident's actually being able to respond back off of that Sonata triple there, as well as the triple splashdown there to at least force the zone split. And it's actually going to be a very interesting 2-for-2. Make that Dead Like Me taking out Paradigm on top of it. Alfie, it's actually going to use the Cooler, but the Cooler kind of just stuck on the left-hand side. It's almost a selfish Cooler, if you will. I think opting for their own quick respawns. And it will be Sour Patch Squids now came on that right stack there. And this is looking to be a lot of decent control as Albi is just swimming through the hammer I think I just saw. And is going to be able to take out Offbeat. Offbeat is caught with a nasty surprise. And Albi is now commanding so much attention here, Cater.
Yeah, hammer jump scare, but that is not at all enough to dissuade them. And they are able to take out Age as well. Oh my goodness. That is the Crab here again, going to get a little bit shredded. Very, very unfortunate. We do have some penalty on the board, though, so Sour Patch Squids has a little bit of time before they can actually lock in the win here. We do still have the splash down here, and 3 members of the team set up on the right stack there. Hey, one bomb could take him out.
Yeah, one bomb could be the difference here. But the question is, will it? Because you still gotta look out for Albi. The brush is just doing a lot of work so far. Yes, you lose out Dead Like Me, but everybody is just having eyes on Albi. You now take them out, but at what cost? It's 2 members down. That's a delayed triple, I believe, which should seal it there. The respawns aren't going to favor them at this stage. Balugi is able to clean out the rest of Trident. Sour Patch Squids gets the 3-0. They improve, to 1-3, and try and still on the search for their first victory here. Then they'll have to do in round 5 and 6 at this stage.
Oh yeah, pretty dominant game for Sour Patch Squids there to end off the set. I think that not pick was a good play.
I think the Nautilus actually kind of that change into that Nautilus, me almost just holding down the fort here, and I think it was almost a perfect pick in general, as you know, here in Mako zones. And Sour Patch Kids just trying to see, all right, we got to win this third map, and why not put Dead Like Me on that Nautilus, hold the line a little bit, and then also not only being able to hold that through. Albie was just on a mission to just take out Trident right on their side, and just with a lot of clearance, not too many problems at all. So far so good out of Sour Patch Squids there from with that 3-0 there, Cater.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you're talking about Albie a lot on the brush, but just when you have a team comp around, you can have a team comp that really revolves around a weapon like that. Like, I think Brush is one, Carbon is another one, where you could put a lot of energy into enabling them, and then they could just kind of go wild, and we especially saw that a lot in the last game, where they really just had the ability to run around the whole base and get that pick on the Splatling. But on the other hand, we also saw great plays from the Dualies, which there's another weapon where it's like, if you let them go and run wild, they're going to draw the attention to themselves. They're going to go and get those crazy flanks, and we saw a lot of that in the Mako game too.
Yeah, and it just boils down for any team playing low ink is how do you enable your comps to just play at its finest, and I think that's what Sour Patch Squid's able to make that count with, albeit on that brush. As we do take a look at the rest of Group B here in round 4, we probably will see them again, this group here later on, but right away, Popgun Fan Club. I know some people had some eyes on Popgun Fan Club from our previous con spot there. They however have lost to Rewind. Both teams, by the way, 3-0, so Rewind's able to give Popgun Fan Club their first loss here out of this group. And that's really that was the big result I was already looking at. Of course, people looking at Guess What as well, especially from today and yesterday. There, Guess What improving to 3-1, headlining this group, very talented Group B, so to speak.
Absolutely. All right. Well, we are going to take just a short break, get round 5 set up for you all watching, so we will be right back. Stay tuned. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Low Ink February 2025, Day 1. If you're just joining us, I'm Kater, and I'm joined today by Kyun.
Hello. Well, welcome back, everybody. We are here in round 5, and kicking us off for round 5. Two very fun teams, actually. Singularity and Shellfire rounds out this matchup. 2-3-1 teams. Should be a fun one. If the record means of any. We're gonna probably be seeing a team looking to get their way to alpha brackets here, and this should hopefully be a fun round 5 that we got ahead of us here, Kater.
Absolutely, we are going to be beginning this set on Inkblot Tower. Another one I feel like this one actually used to be a classic, but has kind of fallen off, if I do say so myself.
I feel like I've seen a handful of Inkblot TC across different places, but I've also seen a lot of variety there too.
Like, not nearly as much as you used to, though. Like, I feel like it used to be that, like, if you weren't playing zones, you were playing Inkblot Tower.
And my only theory here would have been there would have been other tower control maps that just deserved it. I've noted that Mako tower control I've seen a lot more than zones of all.
That's true.
Things. So it's like, or there are some people, wink, wink, nudge, nudge, maybe getting a little too sick of Inkblot tower control of their own good. They just wanted to spice things up for all of us. That's my theory, though.
Whoa, predetermined maps be upon ye in Low Ink Day 1. So you're playing Inkblot Tower whether you like it or not.
Look, you'll forever be sentenced to Inkblot tower control, whether the people that chose the maps for you or not. I don't know where I'm going with this anymore here, Kater. I think mine's going a little bit nuts because we are about to load in at the stage. It's going to be Shellfire, by the way, on the Alpha side. Singularity is going to be on the Bravo side. We are taking our time here loading in. It's hopefully not a sign. Hopefully a sign of the. Hopefully we can get that all sorted out. Anything that sticks out to you weapon-wise here, Kater?
Ooh, we got the blue dapples coming in, so we're gonna see Reef Slider here. Otherwise, I think we do have the pick of Credit instead of Hedit here, so their pick of a cooler weapon is actually going to be the Tri-Nouveau there, which I think is very interesting. And then the Rapid, of course, classic sight to see on tower control.
Love to see the heavy edit duels for the most part, especially with different varieties here.
Absolutely.
Crab versus Cooler is going to be such a fun matchup to watch, along with some of us sickos here who want to see Blue Dapple just go off. I'm probably one of those people there. Cinda and Makwa is going to try to collapse onto Bats. But they both go down, but it is going to be the first checkpoint cleared. Now Taro approaching to the very treacherous second checkpoint there, and it is looking to be stalled just a bit. But 2 members already going down just like that should be giving Singularity some time to push even further here, Kater.
Yeah, it looks like Shellfire doing their best to put down defense, but Bats is being threatened here. They are going to be able to keep their Hedit safe. Cooler is going to come out here right by the tower. Hedit looking for a pick, unfortunately going to go down too. Looks like the other... Ooh. Perhaps the other hand, we have the Mint Decav able to make it past the tower and looking to do a little bit of cleanup work here, but I think they've realized they're alone and they need to jump back, and meanwhile that tower is getting pushed all the way to 43 past that second checkpoint, and the try here says this push is not over. The Zuka is coming out on plat as well, and that try is going to ride this to 33 and counting. We've got another pick that Decav is going to go down and just bring this push so far up, pushing that member all the way to the left here. Skippy looking for a pick using their Forge Pro, but I don't know if the drop there is not advisable in my opinion, unfortunately. Oh, that is a triple there! Oh, we were trying to see the Decav get some work in on the tower, and... Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yep, it just ended just like that. What a surprise.
I mean, they did get a pick at the end there, and I think they were just like, okay, that's good.
I mean, I guess there's a time to just put the controller down. I was like, okay, you want GG next map. You got that one, I suppose.
Yeah.
That's a theory though. I feel like most things. Which, by the way, I feel like we're understanding the fact that was pretty much a clean run from Singularity from start to finish.
Absolutely.
By the way,
yes.
No momentum from Shellfire at all. In fact, no push even so to speak. That was a very dominating victory there. And Singularity looking to ride that momentum even further. Not much to really touch upon other than the great team effort, and probably the triple that I just noticed there too to just seal it.
I was gonna say I think that triple was very big for securing the KO and being like, all right, there's the end of the match in sight, because I mean the defense was there with Shellfire. They had we saw them take back bats and have placed the heavy edit up there and get the cooler out, but unfortunately I think just the momentum from Singularity was too much.
Yeah, and we're about to get the series replay here as map 2 is going to be Robo Ramen Zones, and I think this was the one here from generally that was lurking large coming into that third checkpoint on the wrap up. I think it was actually that actually got that triple if I'm not mistaken. No, it was Retina. Duh. They all start with the letter R. I think that was actually the whale and then a sub there on top of it too. That secured it. So all that being said and done, that was slick from Retina. I'll give you brownie points for that one. I was gonna say bonus points, but they're both the same in my opinion. But now Shellfire looking to have to rebound big time actually to avoid dropping to 3-2. It's gonna start on Ramen Zones coming up here, and Singularity of course still looking to ride that amazing KO momentum onto this one, as again hopefully a sign. Hopefully not a bad sign that I'm thinking of. That was the word I'm looking for. Already weapon swaps across the board, and I do see a Dreadringer. Double buckets are online here, Cater.
Yeah, we got Stamper coming out. We got the V-Shot. We're bringing in a Pen here, which I think that's definitely fair. I think either Pen or Edit could work relatively well here. We still see the Trinovo, but yeah, you said that Dreadringer is coming out. I think that's a pretty big switch there, so very excited to see how that comes out. Dreadringer, I think, a very fair play with what all the verticality the Zones map has to offer.
It's very intriguing because we are doing the dueling Grief Slider setup.
Right.
The blue battles
Zuka
and
pick.
the Dreadringer. Hello there, that's a Zuka shot. Singularity is done. That's a wipeout. And what a response from Shellfire at that. Now they're about to invade into Singularity's territory here. Now for Singularity, looking to see if they can shut down a handful of members that are there immediately trying to deter them with the Zuka shots. Doesn't cash in on any of them. And Singularity is able to slowly escape their way through, but that Trinovo is going to go down on top of it. The Reach Slider is going to be there, at least neutralizing control for just about a few seconds before it gets rebounded back. There's Zipcaster, I believe, yes, isn't going to get any value. And this has just been a very messy brawl, but Shellfire is going to take every advantage of it so far here, Cater, until now.
Credit's going to come in, help paint up the zone, and now you can see that Tri is looking to contest the choke here. Cooler does go out. The Tri forced to back up a little bit with the slight lack of range. We're almost at Crab here for the head. Oh, that Zuka shot. Ooh, terrifying. As an anchor, I've experienced the same thing many times. Really nice pick from them here, and I think they're going to try and maybe hold the Crab, try and defend the check here, especially once their teammates come back. They can really chip their teammates in and start getting pushes right back onto the zone. There's the Crab, gonna get popped. You see the Zip on the other side. Stamper going all the way in. Very, very aggressive with that Zip, putting a lot of pressure, especially on the backline. Does get taken out, though.
You know what makes you sad, especially is there's just a lone Zuka shot that just gets you, especially with where it lands on. Excuse me, and that's pretty much how it deters a lot of things. There is actually that restart is not gonna get a pick. Expert dodging, I suppose, from Singularity, and Retina is gonna be lurking large. 2 members, by the way, already down from Shellfire there at this stage. Singularity is gonna have to swim right back, looking to see if they can get the zone, which they should be able to. It looks like it is gonna be a slow retreat there. Singularity need to get out of these penalty points here and soon-ish, if you will. But there is a sprinkler at the roof. They're putting a hell of a focus onto it. Gotta love that sprinkler playing a little rogue there, and it is able to slow them down. And Board is certainly not bored anymore. There's a little bit of an assist there. Young takes the splat out of that. And just like that, there, Cater, Young Bob getting one more, and it's going to be Shellfire Zones once again.
Yeah, I was going to point out that sprinkler until the Credit finally noticed it. But yeah, the Pen tossed that sprinkler up there, and it's up there again. But I was going to say that first one that they had was up there for a good minute or so, just constantly raining paint down to the zone. Very valuable placement there. You can even see it on this overhead view. I think that's very funny. The Crab is going to come out, so is Cooler, so is the Slide. All of these specials going to get popped from Singularity as they're making their way back out onto the zone. 2 picks down on the side of Shellfire as Singularity is able to start contesting this choke. The Fizzy is going to come in real handy here, and this Tri is in a great position getting that pick there. You see the Zuka coming out from the V shot here, and they're going to try coming in. That is zone back to Shellfire here. So for all of the specials that Singularity popped, it feels like they've almost made no headway as all of them just get painted right back over.
No, there's just honestly a ton of pain they're gonna have to deal with, especially with the pencil and the vanilla shot on top of it too. They both have dueling vanilla shots, so it kind of equals it out as we do get to see 2 members down, and Singularity follows it up with a third. That's 3 members down. It's gonna have to be the retreat here, delayed wipe on top of it, and now Singularity's time to shine. And why not now? You're out of the penalty points here. You gotta get everybody from Shellfire out, prevent them from invading the zone at this stage. But will Emilio and Shellfire be able to make that one happen? They're almost going down to a lead change territory here, and the Stamper is down on top of it, and that's 1 member down. It's going to make the huge difference here, and it is going to be 2 down. This is going to be a lead change for sure now, as the Reef Slider is going to swim right in. They do get control back. Couldn't have been any more clutch here, Cater, though, but they lose 3, having to invest on this swap here, and with about 35 seconds left, probably a nail-biter finish coming up.
Yeah, clutch jump outs and that bomb pick coming out there, really nice. Basically camping their own jump, if that's if you get what I mean by that. Yep. And we're getting very close to some crucial specials as well. The shot gonna go down there, but we have the Zuka at the ready. We have the crab coming out as well. The slide, everything is coming out right now. That is a Zuka pick. The cooler's still here. That is another jump out, and still we have another Reef Slider into the zone. That is going to be control swapping here. We have another clutch jump out on the side of Singularity, and so they are still within lead, but that we are going to see overtime, and that penalty is almost gone. We could very well see a lead flip in overtime here. We just need to maybe see a Reef Slider or some sort of zone taking special. We're gonna see paint like their life depends on it, and that is the lead flip in overtime.
Well, that was certainly a matchup to behold, and Singularity so close to wrapping it all up, but Shellfire in their last momentary seconds. Wow, that was a great finish, and we are, I believe, yes, tied up 1-1, and that was a great back and forth that we did see. I was wondering if Singularity was gonna break through the Schneid there, there at that stage, just trying to make that one all count, and I thought they got it for a hot second. There was a trade. There were like 3 members down from Shellfire, but Shellfire, nice rebound, able to return back quick, and they just made that one work.
Oh man, yeah, that one had me on the edge of my seat. Whew, alright, we're gonna move to Rainmaker Crab-like Capital here. I want to see the credit again. I don't think they'll swap off it, because we've seen it the last 2 games, that it does make me very happy to see credit, and I think they're going to be very happy on the greats. Only thing they're gonna have to watch out for is the pen, but I feel like that's already a given.
Yeah, so there's a lot of ways that this can go, and because I believe Shellfire did a handful of weapon swaps, I was wondering if the weapon change they made was primarily map mode specific here, as we're about to load into this Crab-like Rainmaker map coming up, and Singularity almost had it, just a bit short. So this game 3, literally gonna be the difference between a 4-1 and a 3-2. No, I think very minimal changes on one side. There's Retina back to the RBP Deco, and as you were hoping for, Cinda's not changing out from that credit.
Makes me happy to see credit. Alright. So we are going to see Pop, looks like, yeah, there we go, going to Shellfire there. And Pen gets set up on the right side here, putting out a lot of pain. Already almost to that cooler in the first 15 seconds, but that's what else do you expect from a cooler bot weapon?
I mean, you see Pencil, okay, let's just keep farming coolers. Alright, so that's all I'm doing. Alright, more coolers to speak of. And there is already a quick wipeout. Okay, that was fast. There's Skippy walking themselves. Should be the easy first checkpoint here. And now this could be a huge momentum shift for Shellfire if they're able to make this one count. There's Cinda with that much-needed grab, but there's 2 members already down. They're actually having to swim a little bit forward just to get points on the board with the way that was starting to materialize. That was a well-timed grab at the very least, and a well-timed stop for Singularity. They do give up the first checkpoint, though, just like that, Cater, but this could be Singularity's time to get the rebound. As long as they don't get caught into the Reef Slider, which unfortunately that's the case. It's already 3 members down from Singularity, and they're already having to quickly escape here, Cater.
Yeah, this try does have the cooler. They're just going to do their best not to die here. Gets the pick. Unfortunately, it is a trade, so no cooler for the foreseeable future. We are going to see, again, the Pencil just walk this to the right side, and nice Rainmaker pick there. Really nice use of the Rainmaker, and now they're just going to try and walk their way over these greats. Teammates in front of them, nicely placed. The range on this Stamper is going to come in so much handy here. They're going to make the jump here, and walk that to 19.
19 points just like that, able to make the jump and at least extend this lead when he could have when that was starting to be a little bit more threatening there. Singularity though still need to break through. If there's anything that we noticed, especially from the last set in Undertow Rainmaker, still plenty of time to make the first checkpoint and possibly get an even stronger push. But it's all gonna have to start with Singularity looking for any semblance of offense at this stage, or throwing out all the shots there. Losing the shot isn't gonna help matters though. They're gonna be one member down, make that two, make that the third. It's like just the only one on the Rainmaker. They're gonna get wiped out just like that. And Shellfire's defense reigns supreme once more, Cater.
I will say they did get the one pick from the Rainmaker, and the rest of their team had Cooler. I don't know where that came from. So we do have the Rainmaker getting picked up here. Gets a pick, goes down. That is a wipe. Oh my goodness, so many wipes in this Rainmaker game. Singularity is going to run for that Rainmaker, and it looks like they're going to try and take this left? Right? Left?
What?
I don't know, the Rainmaker's looking right, and the rest of their team is left, so I'm not entirely sure. There might have been a little miscommunication there. Another Rainmaker pick, though, but unfortunately that leads to a wipe.
The copium I'm going to note here is possibly trying to throw in a little bit of a misdirection. The problem is that the Rainmaker is a beacon. It's a literal beacon. The enemy team's going to know where you are, so I think we could chalk that one up to a miscommunication there. One team is looking out at one checkpoint, the Rainmaker holder are looking at the other side, and that split focus leads to Singularity not being able to cash in when time is not on their side, especially with the lead that we're seeing here. 81 points remaining versus 19 points remaining. And Cinna's gonna have to use that crab tank trying to prevent Shellfire from moving forward. At least you get the pick on the Emilio, but you drop down to lower ground. You're gonna get splatted just like that. It's 3 members down from Singularity. And Shellfire, yes, they lose 2, but once again, the defense holds once more here, Cater.
Yeah, that try going down so close to Cooler as well, and with Cooler coming up for Shellfire here, they're in a very advantageous position, especially with the amount of paint that they've got in mid right now. You can see, ooh, this Zuka just taking, again, so much control, looking for that pick on right. We got a counter Zuka actually coming out here from Singularity. The zip going down as well, and that Rainmaker reset. So we've got one push, maybe one more for the members of Singularity here. Cinda is going to pop that crab. They're coolered as well, trying to force the pencil way back, but they don't have the pop on the Rainmaker shield, I don't think. So we've got a lot of aggression going up, but no actual ability to follow that up to the objective. We're going to see the Stamper run away and jump back to regroup with their team for defense. Whale's going to come out. Here is the push that they need, but the Cooler is also going to come out as a counter to that. We'll see how this push goes.
And this push is only going to stop at 30 seconds remaining. This is going to be way too close to Shellfire's territory here, so Mako likely gonna be holding for jumps here at the stage, but that's gonna be Shellfire popping this Rainmaker. There could be looking to hold this one for dear life at this stage for a defense. There is a Reef Slider available. The Zuga is not available, and nor is the Zip Caster. 2 crucial finds, and Cinda's just trying to move forward. The Reef Slider is gonna be slightly out of range, but there's 2 members down, just like that. Singularity trying to move up forward. They got 33 points. The points are quickly taken down fast. Overtime is there, but that is a clutch pick. The clutch pick on the Cinda seals it. That was about to go so wrong for Shellfire, but once more they hold, and that's gonna be a 2-1 set victory here for Shellfire. After losing the first one in very convincing fashion, they run it back 2 more to improve to 4-1.
Whoa, those were close games. I thought for sure that they were gonna have that, but yeah, sometimes all you gotta do is just throw your body at the Rainmaker and it works.
The definition of clutch. Literal definition of clutch is what I was gonna say there, too. And exactly what you noted there. You noted there. Overtime. You gotta get the Rainmaker down super quick. Just throw anything. Throw yourselves in there. You know that lead could be gone in an instant. And Shellfire held strong. That was nerve-wracking to say the least. Right at the very end. And yeah, two holds there from Shellfire helps improve their record, I believe, to 4-1, as I've noted there from before, and Singularity dropping to 3-2. We do get to see the list of Group A, there, the big matchup, Fruit Punch Sunday, the only undefeated team from Group A, 5-0. Poor Judgment dropping to 4-1. So that right now, Fruit Punch Sunday looking to be pretty much looking clean here for that alpha bracket. So, day 2 there. Anything else noteworthy, Cater, or is that all we're gonna note?
Yeah, that's that's Group A for you. I will say, I guess maybe we should take a page out of their book, and I want Fruit Punch now.
well, I think we're gonna have time for some Fruit Punch here, Care, because I think we got to give ourselves a break after that awesome set that we saw in round 5. We gotta figure out who makes the final cut here in Alpha, Beta, and Gamma, of course, in round 6. So we'll take a quick little break there for y'all. Don't go away. Last round coming up here in Swiss Stages of Blowing. You don't want to miss a thing.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the final round of Low Inc. February 2025, Day 1. We are coming at you live with Swiss Round 6. If you're just joining us, I'm Kater, and I'm joined today by Kyung.
Yeah, we're still here. But in this stage for round 6, it's pretty much a very important matchup: Hydra versus, yes, Popgun Fan Club, which we are learning today that Popgun has a fan club. By the way, one member's name is Xerox there as well, which we'll get to that here in a bit. Because by the way, both teams are about to rapidly start here in about 35 seconds-ish, maybe less. So, we'll just jump right into it here. First map is Museum de Alfonsino Klamblitz to kick off round 6.
Yes, it is. And we've been keeping an eye on Popgun Fan Club this whole time because of their name. So, very, very silly, goofy to see them on stream right now. And of course, we also have Hydra. This is another team that I know that a couple of my teammates have played against in the past. So very excited to watch them as well. If they don't have a Hydra, I'm going to be upset.
So what you're saying is they're not gonna play Hydra. Kato will be writing a lot of angry letters to
I'll
the
be
Hydra
very
team here.
sad. There's like a trend in this community
Yeah?
of people naming themselves after weapons and then not playing the weapon. Like, I've watched a player named Blaster who doesn't play Blaster, and one of my friends knows a person named Big Swig who doesn't play Big Swig, and it's like, don't do that to me, man.
They did it to you already, but there's a credit. Does that help?
Honestly, it does help. Yeah, I'll take the credit. Credit makes me happy. But, like, come on. You gotta commit to the bit. Also, like, that comp that we're seeing is very, very similar to the ones that we've been seeing previously. The pen shot, splash, wiper. Almost eerily similar. And then we got double shot on this side of Hydra. Very fun there as well.
Yeah, so this is actually something. This is something I'm going to be intrigued to see throughout with the concerts. By the way, Popgun Fan Club is going to be on the blue side. Orange-colored side is Hydra, and right away with Hydra, their primary mid to back line option is going to be the credit, which hey, you have a shot, you have a T-Tech, you have the NZAD, you can play very aggressively there. And Popgun's Fan Club has the pencil, the vanilla splash, the wiper, and the shot, which is a wide variety of close-range weapons that both teams are going to have to deal with somewhat similar ranges, if any, there. So I'm wondering to see how this is all going to materialize, especially in a Clan Blitz map like Museum de Alfonsino. And Popgun Fan Club's going to strike first there right away. That's going to be the barrier broken. 3 members down and a whole lot more. And Kater down to 62 points remaining, and possibly a lot more coming up.
There's that power clam coming in again to take that down to 42, and they've still got presence going on here. Nice little shot coming up from the pencil there. They do go down, but down in style. And 42 is a very strong opening out here for Popgun Fan Club.
Yeah, and that's a great start overall. 42 points remaining, and a lot of members just quickly going down. Aggression was going to be the game there. I saw SB with the Ultra Sand, probably looking to see if they can move forward, opting to just chuck the Ultra Sand right in their direction, which may have caused a few seconds of hesitation there. And Popgun Fan Club is going to strike first, but they have a ton of clams in their pocket. Hydra's going to be the team to try to prevent that from going out of control. And they're going to be lurking large. They're trying to collapse onto Buck, which they do. And Buck 65 has gone down, and SB is going to be one lurking large. There is going to be just a trade, a lot of havoc, so to speak, here, Kater. But as it stands, 3 minutes left. Popgun Fan Club, the only team that has gotten a push.
Yeah, Hydra does have that power clam that the credit is going to pick up there, and they have the crab as well, so a lot of space. They're hopefully going to be able to take back mid. They do have to work on taking out the wiper, and that is done. Very nice protection of the anchor there. We are going to see that one of the shots go down, unfortunately. We have a nicely placed Zuka shot. Gets 1, gets 2. Looking for that third here on the side of Xerox. The rest of the team able to get that cleanup in, and with that wipeout, you're going to see just the immediate push and the cooler getting popped on flat here, but there are a couple members down. Ball gets missed as well, and so SB here, the only one left on flat, gonna do that cooler jump out, going zoom back to base.
Two things to note there on the attempted push there. Xerox Zuka's basically cashed it and almost at the right location actually kind of trucked those shots. And if you're going to use the Zuka, at least throw it into the range where you're going to see Hydra members just try to clump together there. And the second one, you saw the power clam just a little bit short of the basket, not a power toss, excuse me, a panic toss, if you will. As you kind of saw, then the rest of Hydra just collapsing right onto them, and Popgun Fan Club can't really cash in on that attempted push. But SB is going to be the one there to see if they can get a few members off the board. Doesn't look like they will. The missed attempt there from the wiper on SB's hands is gonna put us all to that one. About
Yeah,
a minute 5 left to go here, and Cater just a few tripwrecks being thrown. And Hydra's been unfortunately stuck playing defense for a whole lot more, and Popgun Fan Club might have broken yet another push.
Yeah, that 3 down is not in their favor. Yeah, there is no power clam on the board right now, but Mesmerize does have enough small clams to make another one, and Xerox has 7 on them as well, so probably we're going to see a clam formed, and there it is. We've got the Zuka coming out. A lot of specials getting popped here. We have the hammer as well, though it does look like that's getting taken out, and so I think we are just going to see a pen sticking over here on the left. Maybe they're going for they're going to go for the box jump. There it is. Getting that in and looking for the tap shot as well. And Mesmerize able to just stay here and toss in clams, taking that down to 39 after the penalty. And even with less than a minute left, there's still a big push going on. We do only have the splash left here, and so they're going to just take a lot of this space in mid, but they're also collecting a lot of the clams that Hydra would want to pick up in trying to start a push.
So now for Hydra, they have to be on the board. The problem is Buck's tap shots are showing up big time. Tap, tap, tap. Buck 65 gets two members just like that with that sniper there, and now it's just another reset on defense. And again, the worst feeling in the world is when you're stuck having to play defense for the entire game. And 2 members already going down in a quick instant. It is a wipeout. It is a clinic for Popgun's fan club. And there is the other clan. Will they get the KO? They even will. Why not at this stage? And Cater, Popgun Fan Club starts this set strong, 1-0 to start.
Yeah, perhaps the power of being chosen to be on stream by Popgun himself is enabling them for these pushes.
Maybe the fan club is trying. The fan club is trying to tell you something, Popgun.
They found a little exploit in the low ink system here. But no, really, they did have good, consistent pushes that they were able to make, just constantly forcing those 3 down wipe situations, and then immediately capitalizing on them before Hydra barely having had a chance to respawn or set up.
How about the crazy aggression we saw from Xerox, and also just Buck 65 holding the line with that pencil? It was absolutely nutty gameplay, to say the least. When they were going aggressive, it was everything on the table there for Popgun's fan club, and Hydra was just kind of stuck playing a step behind that we could there. So Hydra needs to figure out a way to get themselves back on track here, because record-wise, by the way, for both teams, for your information, both teams 4-1. We do have a 2-loss, and if you win this one, you are 100% secured for Alpha Bracket the way the records are playing out. So this is a very important game too. If you want to guarantee yourselves Alpha, it's gonna have to be on Hagglefish Market Tower Control here, Cater.
Oh, I love Haggle Tower. This is one of my favorite map modes. I'm definitely not biased here. Nope, not at all.
Nope. No, are you a fan of it as an anchor player? Is this the bias?
Yes, anchor player likes anchor friendly map. Fork found in kitchen.
Sky is blue.
Sky is blue. Yeah. Oh man. It's just look. There's just so many perches on this map. What can I say? You got the tent. You have the other tent. Actually, those are just the 2 places I like to frequent.
You know what? Understandable. Fair enough. Have a nice day on that one there, Cater. And you know what the funny thing is we kind of saw 3 very aggressive weapons on both teams, and we kind of saw the mid to back line option. I'm actually going to be curious to see what weapons those backliners are actually going to use, or even the anchors for that matter, because as you noted, a lot of options for every anchor to watch here in Hagglefish Market Tower Control. I'm sure Popgun Fan Club wants to zoom right along for a 2-0, and obviously hope to goodness that Popgun can notice them. I think that's the ultimate goal at the end of low ink. I like to think. So we're about to spawn. We're about to spawn right in here again. 1-0. The Popgun Fan Club wins game 2. They will improve to 5-1. The pivotal, the all-important game between the play all 3. If Hydra's able to do it, we'll be able to extend the set. There's a Hydra, but there is a Luna Blaster as well, by the way.
Is that... Yeah, okay, Neo Splash, Luna Blaster Neo. We've got fun little weapon picks coming out, and I will say, yeah, my excitement at the Hydra is a little bit dampened by the Blaster showing up, because I know what it's like when you're on Hydra and the Blaster starts poking at you, and you just can't really leave because you kind of get stuck. We're gonna see a SB go out for a wiper flank here, and it's the question of do they know, and unfortunately they do get called out here, but drawing attention is a big thing, and we're actually going to see a little bit of a counter flank coming out here from Hydra. We'll see how that goes for them. Looks like they are able to take Bug unawares, and unfortunately getting indirected to be picked off by that Luna, but we are going to see the Zuka come out from Hydra as well, and that Hydra is going to hop on the tower. Unfortunately, getting a little bit intimidated by Pen, and very, very reasonably so. Ooh, funny hammer hitbox, gonna take one out, member of Hydra out in the tower, and Mesmerize on this Luna Blaster. It's just gonna continue getting these really important picks.
That was definitely an Ultra Stamp moment.
Oh,
I don't think there's any more. No,
hammer
more to
moment
say
part
there.
2? Oh,
Speaking of more silly Ultra Stamp, that was more Ultra Stamp getting caught into terrain moment there on top.
Yeah.
As if we do get to see the Luna Blaster able to get a few picks there.
Oh my gosh, they're still there.
There is a lot of mayhem, to say the least here, Cater. There is almost non-stop fighting for a matchup that features dueling trip strikes and two very long-range weapons. And there is that Ultra Stamp lurking large. That is a wipeout, by the way. And on top of it too, that's a checkpoint being cleared, and Popgun Fan Club clears the all-important first checkpoint, and could be the second checkpoint. But there is a lot of ground being covered by Popgun's Fan Club. Could they clear this one? No problem. It is just a lone pencil from Buck 65, and the Buck 65 has gone down, and Hydra holds the second checkpoint. But more importantly for Popgun Fan Club, that's a good start.
It is a good start, but you just know that everybody within Hydra was like, okay, it's just the pencil, jump the pencil, get on! Hydra getting a little bit punished there, but also the Ultra Stamp getting taken out, so good picks there. We finally got Booyah coming out from the Hydra. Looks like it's going directly for the pen, and honestly, great use of Booyah. I fully encourage that.
Any good Booyah usage will make me super happy as well. Probably one of my favorite specials in the game. Dude, was that an Ultra Stamp? Hold up, Tater, was that an Ultra Stamp?
I think that was a double. I think that was an Ultra Stamp thrown double. I'm not entirely sure, but it sure looked like it.
We're gonna. I hope we have a replay.
Come on, give us the replay, please.
We'll need the replay later on when that happens, because I think that could have been a very timely double there for Popgun Fan Club to at least stop what could have been a very devastating Hydra push there on top. And that is a good hold of middle, and this is a lot of members going down on top of it. And look at Buck 65. Hold it on. That pencil wins over Hydra. That is a pick of legends, to say the least. As it looks like Hydra is gonna be able to get the counter picks that they needed. And Cater, about 1 minute and 43 left to go. Some crucial finds there, and an Ultra Stamp is lurking large from Mesmerize.
Yeah, thankfully, does not find the anchor player there. That could have been devastating. We have a little bit of sharking going on, but unfortunate bomb pick for there. And we're gonna see the cooler come out on the tower as well. So with 2 down and the Zuka coming out, here is the push, and the Booyah Bomb coming out. Here's the push for Hydra. I almost want to say the specials might be a little bit early, because now they still have a lot of ground to cover. 3 checkpoints. Taking out that Luna again is absolutely huge though, but they do lose their two of their shooter players. So now we've just got the Zap coming around defending the tower. Oh, and that is going to be 2 more down tower, forcing this Hydra to back up all the way to mid, especially with the strikes coming and clearing them out. We have a minute left, so Hydra still has time to make pushes on this tower, but with his shot going down, it's going to make it so much more difficult to start regaining this ground. Booyah here gonna again go and take out that pencil, forcing them to relocate, but oh yeah, that 3 down situation is not where you want to be in. This Hydra is able to hold their own against the Viper. Very, very nice placement, just backing up there, keeping calm, using these boxes to their advantage, but we are running out of time.
35 seconds left to go. You have the tower right in mid. You're gonna have to start racing down to that second checkpoint, and and now the big thing for Popgun Fan Club is they also have not cleared that second checkpoint, so there's still plenty of room to maneuver for Hydra, but they're gonna need to find picks, and it has to be now. There's a Booyah Bomb that is available, but that's the only special that is gonna be around. They're gonna have to likely burn this one here soon, because yeah, there's 2, there's 3, all the members are down. They throw the Booyah Bomb into onto the right-hand side, and there is gonna be all the jumps that's gonna be punished in the world, and Popgun Fan Club throwing the trip strike for celebration there, and Popgun Fan Club is 2-0 in this one. Yes, they want to play the 3rd map, but that is going to be a 5-1 set record for Popgun Fan Club.
I want to say the 2 hammers just absolutely chain chomping at the tower in the last few seconds is a hilarious image.
Man, I think a lot of people were hoping that Hydra would extend it to a very important game, and honestly, everything was starting to materialize. I'm still hoping we have the replay of what we both think was a hammer double there on top, as we do get to see a quick little replay here from Hydra. I think this is exactly the replay that we were about to note here. Did that hammer actually get a double on that left hand side? We're gonna see this push kind of materialize as it stands. I think there was the cooler that was being used, and yeah, there's that hammer. I think that was actually a toss right into the tower. It was very just well placed.
Yeah, I think it was just a well-placed hammer toss. But...
Man.
Oh, man. Woo!
We're not done yet, though.
Oh, no, we are not. We've still got Rainmaker on Humpback to go.
So, the situation for Hydra now is obviously they dropped down to 4-2. They got to deal with Humpback, Pump Track, Rainmaker, and any win that they can get will help their cause in the event of tiebreakers. There's also a lot of other teams with 2 losses in this group that will want to try to make their way in via tiebreakers and alpha bracket. So, if you're looking for a must-win game, this is one of them, and it's all gonna have to start here. And probably my best descriptor for the map here, Cater, is small condensed map. Expect a lot of very opportunistic play.
Yeah, definitely. Oh man, I wonder if, with how well that Luna worked, I wonder if they'll bring it back here. Or if that's just a tower control specific pick.
I kind of want to see it back. I also would understand why not to play it here in Humpback Pump Track, but at the same time, I feel like that's like the perfect weapon, I feel like, in this map alone. Your thoughts there, Cater?
Yeah, I mean, we all know the structure of Humpback. The sightlines are very obscured. Weapons like Pen might suffer a little bit more than something like Splatling, which has easily aimable fall off. And so I think that Luna could be very, very valuable here. But of course, it all comes down to your personal preference. Maybe it's like, oh, I just bring it out on tower control so I can point and click at the tower, you know. We'll see.
Yeah, that's usually how.
Okay. Hey, what is going on here? Hey,
all right.
I smell shenanigans. I smell strange things happening afoot. I don't have access to that chat, but I want to know, what is the GooTuber doing? Why are they missile spamming? Fuck.
Chat's gonna have a field day on this one here, Cater. I'm gonna be real.
I'm having a field day with this one. What is happening?
All eyes are on you, Buck65. Can you get value on this one? Hydra's already gone for the first check, but I don't think they want to. I think they see your GooTuber's like, no, we're not dealing with this.
I mean, I want to point out that VJet is a real pick here because the Vac Cheese is very real a thing, and Jet, but like, what do I even say with Luna Decav GooTuber? I know GooTuber is a real weapon, but also, I guess, you know what, actually Goo is kind of a real pick here. It might actually be a serious pick.
No, you know what, okay, that might just be the, I wonder, okay, I think we're both scoping here. Maybe it's a real weapon, let's be real, but at the same time, it's also, okay, this might be the first time I had to witness a GooTuber in competitive Splatoon in my lifetime, unless my memory is very bad. I don't remember casting a GooTuber in the distant past. And granted, they actually have strong subs and specials. The problem is, it's on a GooTuber. So that's what, I think that's all I can focus on.
Oh gosh, the hammer. Incoming hammer. Absolutely terrifying thing. Bug is just gonna tap shot the Rainmaker shield and go and pick up, and that is a wipeout, and we're gonna take the lead. And if this is okay, I was gonna say, if this is a knockout, I might just cry.
Every person out here, I think the goal now for Hydra, if you're a Hydra player, it's like, we cannot afford to lose to a team that just dished out a GooTuber against us. And the worst part, by the way, about this, Cater, is the weapons around this GooTuber are actually serious picks. You also know the VJet on Hydra is also a very serious pick.
No, Hydra's comp is real. Like,
yeah, everything about this is real with Hydra. And then,
are we going left? Why are we going left, guys? Are they actually gonna try and take it left?
I think I better. Hydra's like, no. They're trying to prevent this. The answer is no. Okay.
We're trying to take out the back here. Okay. Oh, there's the back shot. Yeah, let's go.
Oh man, we're already halfway through this game, and both teams are by the way close to KO territory. If we want to be serious, both teams are close to KO territory. I'm still fixated on this Hydra. I'm not gonna lie here. I think that's all. I think once I leave low-wing columns here today, all I can see is the terror of the GooTuber on the hands of the Buck 65 from Popgun.
It's like I know somebody that plays GooTuber and does it well, but like, come on, man, missile spam? Really? We're bringing back missile spam? I mean, okay, we're seeing another push here. The decav is going to drop onto that Rainmaker, and that's a lot of juking back and forth. I would have thought they would have gotten that pick immediately. Machine is still back here in mid, along with one of their teammates. I believe that's the Jet, has the vac at the ready as well, but they're going to have to deal with this decav and all of the fizzies coming out as well. That decav also has bubble, which is going to make it a big issue. Nice pick there from Buck on the GooTuber, and they're just going to team up, and there's another wipeout situation. This feels like a fever dream, I'm gonna be honest.
I think we're all living the fever dream. I think we're all just dreaming in our minds. The Bucks, that Bucks 65, by the way, there is no GooTuber on this push because the GooTuber is holding the Rainmaker as we speak. There are three members on.
We're stuck in back. They're stuck in back.
Oh! Just like that. Oh my goodness, Popgun Fan Club. You didn't need to do that to Hydra with the GooTuber. It's a 3-0 victory here. That's a sweep.
That V-Jet being stuck in the vac and being unable to do anything as the Rainmaker got the push is heartbreaking because I've been in that exact same situation.
Cater, I feel like we just lived the dream. The first two games are real. The last one was certainly, I think we were just imagining in our minds at this one. And also, I think I can finally say in my bucket list I have indeed casted a GooTuber win in my lifetime. I think I am done here today.
I want to shout out this great message from Microwave Fanfic in the chat. A buck 65 wasn't enough to rent the pen out for another match. They had to budget.
That is certainly
They couldn't afford the pencil.
Okay, so we had to get the budget pencil, and all of a sudden, all right, let's just get the GooTuber. Why not dish it out? Those rental fees are expensive, man. Those rental fees are expensive, Cater.
Kion's gonna be in the fetal position, repeating, "There was a GooTuber" incessantly.
I hope you guys have fun with that one, Chad. The serious nature of this one is it's a 5-1 victory for Popgun Fan Club, 4-2 for Hydra. I don't have any more words at this rate. Look at the rest of the standings. Rewind has improved to 5-1. I am actually trying to locate the 21 SIVH team, which by the way it is going to be a 2-0. They will be your undefeated team out of this group. I think I've seen everything here, Cater. I think that's all I could say.
Yeah. We have pencil at home. Pencil at home.
Let me get the GooTuber out of the closet now. I guess that's the closest we're gonna get.
And I almost want to say, like, GooTuber is almost a fair pick here because your sightlines are so obscured that, like, you could have that longer charge hold and you can take advantage of it. But also, you are playing GooTuber.
Why though? Why? I think everyone's just gonna be mauling at this rate. I think that's all we gotta say. Fruit Punch Sunday, by the way, highlights Group B's undefeated. Wait, I think it's Group B. I got the letter wrong. This is what GooTuber's doing in my brain. It's mixing up letters. Group A is what I'm trying to say there. They are your undefeated team out of Group A. Celestial, of course, everybody has eyes on Celestial for this lowing. 5-1 is their record. And there's that. I'm gonna have to spend probably around 82 cents to buy a GooTuber and see if it works in Humpback Pump Track Rainmaker later today. I guess that's what my goal is.
Yeah, that's enough. But I hope you guys the GooTuber for one match.
No, all right. It's probably around 82 cents. That might have been too cheap. Probably about $1.30 at this rate. Cater, thank you for joining me and the rest of the group here for Lowing Day 1. We wrapped up Day 1. Swiss Stage will be soon to wrap up. Where can the people find you?
Alright, well, Chad is currently having a big old argument on whether a Fruit Punch Sundae is a real flavor for a sundae or not. So while you guys in chat hash that out, you can find me on the internet at cater.inkling.social on Blue Sky, where I do art and I do commentary like this. What about you?
You guys can find me Blue Sky, of course, kill2570.bsky.social, and Twitch. I do stream as well. Try to do it once or twice a week with a variety of different games. So that's that for me. Inky, our lovely producer, will get my shout out here as well. Done
Absolutely.
a fantastic
Thank
job
you so much.
done a fantastic job on production here. So that is day 1 for us. Day 2, you'll see alpha brackets from start to finish. We will get a winner of Low Ink February 2025 crown there. So with all of us, with our producer Inky and co-commentator Cater, I'm Keon saying have a good rest of your day. We'll see you guys tomorrow for day 2 of Low Ink. Until then, take care.